What's up, you hog-slaying half-wits? Why don't you all out there smurf my balls?
Thank you very much to Jimmy Bones for that opening line. I read that and I started laughing my ass off. So I'm like, Pop, why don't you open with that one just for fun? Yeah. So, happy day after impeachment part 2, Electric Boogaloo Day.
Yeah.
So that's a thing now.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. You've showed your true colors. In my opinion, I think they are tornadoes.
Tornadoes?
I think they're tornadoes.
Or to quote Charles Barkley, terrible. They're just terrible.
Those terrible tornadoes.
Terrible. The Democrats have managed to take something that is supposed to be the hall of shame for the leaders of this country and put some squeaky shoes and a clown nose on it.
Yeah, they wheel it out for nothing. He had a phone call. Wow. And then the lieutenant colonel who said that he heard all this stuff. He basically was basically came out. He made it up.
Oh, I made it up. Just like a Schiff for Brains when he did his little dramatic reading that was just satire.
Oh yeah.
In front of Congress. You remember that shit?
Yeah. Nobody censored him for that bullshit.
I should say, you remember that Schiff?
Yeah.
Schiff for Brains. Holy Schiff.
Holy. Yeah,
eat Schiff and die.
That's funny. Holy Schiff. God, what an idiot.
The other day I was actually talking to some members of my family, and they said this is the first time in their life that they've ever been ashamed to be an American.
Well, I'm going to be honest. The patriotic folk out there are behind the power curve.
Yes.
The left has had, ever since the whole Occupy Wall Street thing 10 years ago, to get ready for this.
Yeah.
And
that was just the beginning. That was the warm-up lap.
Well, no. I remember, because you all know how I have this thing going on in my brain pan.
Brain damage?
I don't want to say ESP.
ESP?
I don't want to say ESP. People think I'm weird.
You have ESP, extra sensitive penis.
That might. Well, I was cured of that by 19. So.
Yeah. Well.
When you're in high school, yeah. She dances with you, rubs on your little jar. No,
don't do that dance move. The lambada's the forbidden dance. Now I gotta go change my underwear. Damn it.
No, I don't want to say ESP, but I remember watching the Occupy Wall Street, and I'm like, damn, we're actually gonna wind up fighting those guys one day.
One day. Polska Bob says they need to name the gay cruise ship for me. I already got it for you. The Crytanic. You're welcome.
There you go. That's pretty good.
You sons of bitches.
The Crytanic.
But I really need to start keeping a catalog of butts on standby. Tomorrow's episode, which is going to be all tech only for the first week. More classic mistakes men make.
Part 2.
Well, yeah. That's why it's called More Classic Mistakes Men Make.
Well, you could just say add part 2.
But we wrote that episode largely with input from you guys, comments, and there may or may not be a gay cruise reference in there somewhere. I'm not going to say, allegedly.
Yeah,
allegedly.
And you know what? Even though a lot of it was from comments, I still did almost all that stuff myself.
Oh, yeah. I think
that list has got to be 200 long.
I think my personal favorite, the one that took you and I off on the longest tangents ever, was trying to be friends with your buddy's woman.
Oh no, never do that.
That was
no.
All of a sudden you and I were just explaining each other's life story. No. Oh damn it! I remember when I tried to do that shit. Damn it! Should have known better.
Yeah, now you're just
no.
like for instance, I had a couple friends. I make it a thing now. I am never the TV turned on.
It's fine.
I am never friends with a spouse on Facebook. If I'm friends with them on Facebook,
yeah,
their spouse, I will not accept friend requested from spouses, because you might get he said this. and like I made that mistake, and all I did was respond, yes, no, I don't know, ask him.
Yeah.
And I get like, you were talking to her?
Ooh.
Like, dude, read the text. Yes, no, I don't know, ask you. It's it. Ah. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So, if anyone out there is still on Facebook, do not be friends on Facebook with your actual friends, with their spouses. Don't do it.
Spouses, yeah.
Don't do it.
Because sooner or later, something's gonna happen, and then they're gonna come to you for advice.
You're gonna get the what do you think? I don't think anything.
I think nothing.
Yes, no, ask him. I don't know. There you go.
I'm still dick thinking. Aren't you like 50? I'm not comfortable with it. I don't want to talk about it.
It's a bad answer.
Bad answer. I'm 16 years past my due date. I got to go and get my penis deflated with a needle.
Oh, God. That's horrible. That's a horrible story.
Not as horrible as what's going on in Washington, though. So that is the worst.
And it's just the beginning.
What do you even say?
It's just the beginning.
But it really does point to the subject of today's video. The title of this stream is "Do as we say, not as we do," because that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
much. We had how many straight months of
almost a year
BLM burning, looting, and murdering, but one day of it, a couple of windows get smashed.
Well, hang on. Isn't there pictures of the fires and so forth that were in D.C. back in the day, a few months back? Can you put those on the screen?
I'm sure there are somewhere. I mean, it's not like the left would ever set the nation's capital on fire.
Of course, that's not called an insurrection.
In inactive erection, or whatever the heck we're allowed to call it on this platform.
Yeah. So inactive erection.
And do not adjust your eyes. This was in June of 2020. Fires set. And then there was that other little bit of information, too. I forgot to grab an article for it. But you remember when Justice Kavanaugh went through his little witch lynching?
Yes.
And a bunch of anti-Kavanaugh protesters, which included Hollywood celebrities. Chuck Schumer's niece, Amy,
I can't stand that.
Was actually arrested at the scene because they stormed the Senate building and actually got into the Senate chambers. I don't recall any unarmed protesters getting shot that day.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you?
Yeah. I believe there were some protesters that were shot, and some deaths were attributed to being trampled.
You talking about on the 6th?
Yeah.
No, I was talking about during the Kavanaugh
protest.
Yeah. Nothing happened then.
No, nothing.
No, they were just standing up for stunning and brave women.
Correct.
Right? Because they always tell the truth. They never lie. Only 2% of grapefruiting accusations are false, even though that comes from a fiction book called Against Her Will from the 1970s. Not sourced or attributed to any legal court case whatsoever. Google it for yourself. Check it out.
Correct. Yeah, and then what about all of the accusations that were unfounded?
Unfounded.
You can't call those false. They're just
You can't call them false. You can't call them true.
They're just unfounded.
But they like to lump those in there, yeah.
It's bullshit.
It's quite atrocious.
I don't know, man. This is, I'm going to be honest, this is going to get worse before it gets better.
Well, there is one silver lining that I can see so far. As you all know, I'm sure, President Trump, not to be confused with former Vice President Joe Biden, because that is the last office he legally held, and it's going to stay that way for the next 4 years. Winning! After they banned him for inciting violence by telling people to go home in peace, it was like hippie trippy Beatles Ringo Starr bullshit like that was coming out of his mouth. They banned that video so that they would have plausible deniability for saying that he incited violence. Well, turns out that the free market is still kind of free. $51 billion in combined market value erased since the Trump ban between Twitter and Facefuck.
Well, listen. First of all,
but you pointed this out earlier, and I thought this was genius.
What do they care if CCP is basically pumping cash in their back end. Literally
That's
and
not all they're
figuratively.
pumping into their back end.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Zuckerberg. I mean, just look at this face. And I'm going to put it back up here for you. Look at the face of these two men. This is a Silicon Valley of bottoms.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. Is when this gets bad and people start like losing their life over this, those two men, their life isn't worth spit.
Spit.
Because when you have hundreds of thousands of people with their name fresh on your lips of wanting to send you to basically the abyss the hard way, you can't hire enough security. You can't.
Allegedly.
Well,
Allegedly. We're not encouraging anything.
No, I'm not
here.
encouraging anything. I'm just saying, like,
we disavow all forms of political violence, but sometimes
well, to be honest
we
with you,
understand.
if it gets really ugly, we're going to be beyond political. This is no longer going to be political violence. This is going to be straight up violence. I don't want it to happen.
No, I don't want it to happen either.
But when people start losing their life over this craziness, that it's going to happen.
Yes,
they're going to get blamed. Even if they make it to the end, they're going to get blamed. It's going to be bad for them.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad.
Yeah,
but
it's going to be bad.
It just really blows my mind, just the amount of sheer hypocrisy that we're seeing the last week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it has been off the chain in a way that I never thought possible. In fact, there's something that I'm going to look up here.
Well, first of all,
funny.
There's a reason why they're banning a bunch of people off all of these platforms, because they don't want anyone to point out the hypocrisy.
True story.
Because like what we just did,
yeah,
we showed actual news coverage of stuff that happened just a few months ago, and we're comparing it to stuff that happened right now.
Yeah. It's just, I never thought that I would get to see this kind of spiraling uncontrollably into the shitter thing in my lifetime. I mean, I'm
going to be honest.
I always thought 9/11 was the craziest shit I would ever live through.
No. I knew this was coming when I was like 18, 19. I knew this is on the horizon.
Well, aren't you special?
Well, because I suffer from ESP.
ESP.
Yep.
ESP.
ESP. It's worse now than it was when I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever since I got blown up, man.
How is it worse?
Like it's a lot more accurate. I actually like dream about stuff now.
Really?
I envision things.
So, have you ever accurately like predicted a little something or
predicted?
Predicted.
I have. I don't really want to go into details here because then people like ask me questions. Let me see this. And listen, I'm not a prophet. I can't control it. It just happens.
All right. Well, there was something that I had to look up because I had forgotten about it until it just came up. But the entire theme of today's stream is the hypocrisy of the left.
All right.
Well, it turns out the other day, in regards to the Ugandan election, Twitter had the most spectacularly hysterical, embarrassing self-own in the history of the universe.
Oh,
now,
really?
remember, this is within a week of banning the President of the United States for inciting violence by telling people to go home with love and peace in their hearts and fight for what they believe in, things like that. You're not going to believe this when you see it, but here it is anyway.
Here it is in their own words.
Ahead of the Ugandan election, we're hearing reports that internet service providers are being ordered to block social media and messaging apps. We strongly condemn internet shutdowns. They are hugely harmful, violate basic human rights and the principles of #open internet.
Oh my God. All right, now we've all heard about Parler. Like Parler has been basically kicked off Amazon.
They were kicked off Amazon servers, and for their actual website, and their apps have been pulled from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Yeah, so they're getting double teamed by the big tech.
Yeah, but can you honestly think of a more hysterically funny lack of self-awareness than this fucking tweet?
It doesn't shock me at all. It does not shock me.
It doesn't shock me at all, but just the fact that they don't see it. It's like, oh, we're going to ban the leader of the free world from being able to defend himself from this nonstop tsunami of propaganda. But as soon as we're incapable of influencing the elections of other countries, foreign election meddling. We heard a lot about that over the last 4 years until the completely fair and above board 2020 election that no one should ever question the validity of. Beijing Biden is so damn popular. And people love him so much that a bunch of multinational billionaires need to silence anyone who says otherwise. They are that confident that he won fair and square.
Yep. It's not like the AIC had anything to do with the backdoor thingamajigger that took place.
Backdoor thingamajigger.
Yeah, I'm not going to actually give it any. I'm trying to get around.
AIC rhymes with hypocrisy.
Yeah, I would say so. But, historically, the AIC has had a hand in odd fraying a bunch of...
Odd fray.
a bunch of elations.
I like my odd fray with a side of orange pay.
The AIC off-rate a bunch of elations back in the day.
Isn't it hilarious that we're able to ban the leader of the free world? We can erase any and all mentions of Stop the Steal on Facebook and Instagram. And Twitter they just do what they do. But for some reason, child orange pay
totally
and all
good.
that stuff, it's not even that it's totally good, but it's too big of a problem to tackle.
Yeah.
We have to leave that up to the individual service providers.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Well, like I said, when this gets really bad and people start blaming people, the corporate boards of these companies are going to bear the brunt of that blame.
And that's another one of my favorite things, the left, especially like the democratic socialists, a misnomer if ever there was one. By the way, Schittler, democratically elected. They hate billionaires. Billionaires, they're the worst. They're the ones who, they need to pay their fair share. If it wasn't for them, you guys would have free college and free internet and free this and free that. But Silicon Valley, for some reason, doesn't seem to be a part of that, even though I think Microsoft, Apple, Google, they make up, and not only that, you
Amazon.
got you got Comcast. At the very minimum, 4 of the 6 biggest corporations in the world are Silicon Valley companies that are now responsible for platforming and now censoring the free speech of the internet.
Yeah, if Bezos was smart, he would have just said, "I just want to sell shit," and he wouldn't even thrown his hat in the ring in this at all.
Well, now he's
just as culpable now.
Well, we know that he's stupid.
Yeah, because
he
got married without a prenup. Yeah.
Well, he got married without a prenup. That's
yeah. And his ex-wife,
the thing is, she was clearly in it to win it. He was the one who decided to fuck around with a young piece of trim, thinking, "Well, I won't get caught, and even if I do, I'm rich. It don't matter."
And she is forever going to have the world record in the Pimp Tart Wife-stitute Olympics.
Oh, he's 38 billion lighter.
Well,
he was before.
Well, what was the math on that?
Pandemic.
She was getting like what, 70 million a stroke.
Yeah, it's just about it right there. Yeah.
I mean, literally.
But that was when we
one
thought that
stroke
she was
on the
taking,
slot C. It's $70 million.
Well, that was when we calculated it based on his total net worth. She wound up taking 38 billion, but even then, she would still be winner and champion by far.
Yeah, I did make those numbers based on half.
Yeah, this was before the divorce was finalized.
Yeah. Because I had so many requests. You got to do it. You got to do it. This would be hilarious. Those numbers were more monumental.
Yeah, but it doesn't even really matter. Like the really hilarious part is that Bezos, even after losing 38 billion, I think the top 10 of 1%, Bernie Sanders talks about the top 1/10 of 1% of this country, blah, 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 blah. They've amassed over $1 trillion in new wealth, while 40% of small businesses have shut their doors, never to reopen again.
Yeah, forever.
But we're the party of the poor.
Oh, did
we
you hear
want
about?
to take care of you, Wayne.
I was just watching the Seattle podcast on the way here, coming back from up north.
Yeah.
And the unemployment tax in Washington State is now tenfold of what it was.
Gee, I wonder why.
Who could pay that? Nobody can afford to pay that after being out of work for almost a year.
Yeah, no kidding.
Bullshit.
It's beyond stupid. And that's another thing, too, that really kind of bothers me about what happened on the 6th, is that it's being called an insurrection, Meanwhile, I mean, what, let's look it up. Let's look up insurrection definition. Let's take a look here. Isn't the internet a wonderful thing as long as you use DuckDuckGo and not Google?
Correct.
Let me see. An act or instance of open revolt against a civil authority or constituted government. The act of rising against civil authority or governmental restraint, specifically the armed resistance of a number of persons to the power of the state. Incipient or limited rebellion. Okay. So that does not apply to a few hundred people, unarmed, walking into a building with Gadsden flags and chanting shit.
Isn't there like video footage of them being let in?
Oh, yeah, you want to see that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like, we were told they stormed into the Capitol. It's horrifying. It's terrible. Is that the one? No, that's not it. Let me find it.
That's from June.
I got it up here. Oh, here it is. Yeah.
There it is.
So you remember last week when I said this seems too good to be true?
Yeah.
It seems like, I don't know, Capitol Police, one of the most highly funded police forces in the country. And definitely one of the most militarized.
Yeah.
What do you mean, eh?
I was not impressed.
I know you were not impressed, but the thing is, and we talked about this before, like, you're not afraid of National Guard, but a bunch of weepy soy boys and people who have never seen war are going to hear National Guard and Capitol Police and be like,
I did 12 years in the National Guard, man, and
I know. And you told me those stories, and they're hilarious. Live from the lair. Check it out on the backup channel, Grunt Speak.
Now watch this.
But this is hilarious. I called this last week.
See who's moving the gates here.
Hang on. I got to bring it up on the screen here. They're not looking at it yet. Here it comes. Yeah. See, now, I mentioned last week that this seemed like a negative publicity stunt psyop. And here you go. Whoop.
Police are squabbling with protesters. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here they are, opening the gates and waving everyone in.
And they just breached the Capitol again.
Again? They didn't breach it the first time.
Squabbling with protesters.
Right, the police are moving those gates. Now that when you're storming, that means people are running full head of steam forward and just.
No, they're just kind of walking.
Breaching it. They're just walking in, lottie-dotting.
It's a leisurely pace. It's a stroll.
It's a stroll, yeah. No, I personally, I was not there for this. I was present for Trump speaking, and I watched on a big screen, and like my ISP was going crazy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the hotel room, and then I heard all this craziness on the radio and stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean, when you talked to me, you said, yeah, I saw one person playing the fool.
Oh no!
Like the protesters themselves grabbed him and dragged him away.
No, not during this thing.
But, no, not during this. I'm talking about
the thing is, like on the 5th and earlier on the 6th, there was active Antifa. There was all kinds of craziness.
Oh yeah,
in the background going on. We actually on the 5th we had a what do they call it? One of those guys who like whips. What's the word? The name
I don't want to know
me.
about people whipping.
No, the name escapes me. Basically, we were at an event. And there was 3 or 4 people that were supposed to be there who were members of the House, and there was one senator, and like this instigator. He like had a camera, who's carrying a paper bag, and he thinks he's gonna walk back there, and like get 5 feet away from these people without us saying no, hell no,
no.
And then he gets all mad, like I can do whatever I'm filming you, and it was. Listen, that's what they do. They want to know what they can get away with. They go back and report to whoever
Yeah.
and then they come back and then they ramp it up to 100.
Well, I mean, basically, the media is going to publish whatever they feel is going to sell, ads, newspapers, what have you. Because when you and I went to the Michigan lockdown protest last year,
it was
it was about as uneventful as you can get. One dude showed up who looked suspiciously like a Bernie Sanders supporter who showed up at another Michigan lockdown protest with Nazi paraphernalia.
Yeah, and they shut his
He
shit
showed
down.
up with a fishing rod with a Barbie doll that was supposed to look like Gretchen Schittler, and he had it hanging from a noose and stuff. Even that.
They shut that down
completely
like
nonviolent,
that.
but just they knew that the optics of that were bad, so they threw him out and said, come and get him. This is a peaceful protest. We want him out.
Yep.
But guess what was on the front page? What was being shared on Facebook within 15 minutes of us leaving?
Yep.
Pictures of that idiot.
Yep.
It's amazing. But no, we have an insurrection going on at the Capitol.
Well, the thing is we don't have media anymore. We have propaganda.
Yes, we do.
So if this gets really bad, and when the propaganda shows up, like the army uses propaganda, it's technically a weapon. They should be treated like any other weapon system on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, if that's what they are, then that's what they are.
Yeah. But what really cracks me up is that we saw a literal insurrection just last year when a 6-square-block area of Seattle was seized, taken control of by the far left, primarily. I love that a place that was annexed in the name of BLM had a 100% people of color kill count. I found that hilarious. But no, people seem to have forgotten about, what they renamed it to CHOP, Capitol Hill Occupied Protest, because they realized fairly quickly that Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone
is going to get their asses
means
kicked.
military.
It's going to get their asses kicked.
It wouldn't have been good for them. But that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay. That was not an insurrection. That was not unforgivable violence. That was the summer of love.
I mean, if the left was smart, if they were smart,
they're organized. They're not smart.
Well, if they were smart, they would ramp back all of this bullshit. But I'm telling you that they're going to double down and they're going to start going after people. They're going to go after Trump and his family. They're going to go after Trump supporters. What do you think is going to happen when these people are like, well, I have nothing left to lose?
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Hey. What are you going to do?
It's not going to be pretty. And when you have 80 million people like that,
mm-hmm.
and then that's just the people who voted for Trump that admitted it.
Well,
what about all the people in the middle who are like, this is crazy?
Yeah. They gave him credit for 75 million votes.
Uh-huh.
That's what they allowed evil orange man
to get.
Adolf, Drumpfler.
During the installment?
That's what they allowed him to get credit for in a completely fair, above board, and totally uncompromised election.
Correct. Totally fair.
And that was, I don't even know how many millions more than he actually had in 2016.
I don't even know.
But he definitely made huge gains all over the country.
He made huge gains in the black community, in the woman community, in the Latino community.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember
Asian community.
I remember calling you the night of the election.
Yeah, you're like, he's in. He's totally good.
I was looking at the electoral map, and I'm like, how the hell did he win Wayne County?
Yeah.
But then, those completely legitimate, totally fair, absolutely not fabricated 100 and some odd thousand ballots got counted at about 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I was totally
and it flipped the script of the entire thing.
Yeah, I was totally flipping out. I just had to. Oh, no. I mean, I was a nervous wreck for the 2 days prior, and then I was wrecked for 4 days afterwards.
Good times.
I mean, it's just terrible.
I remember you wanted to stream election night. You mentioned it, and then it actually comes to the day of, and you're like, I can't do it, bro.
My blood pressure was 150 over 100.
It's good
I
times.
just couldn't do it. I could die.
I could die. But this right here And we were originally going to do this as an episode because there's just so much hypocrisy to go around when it comes to the left. We even shot it, but this was before January 6th. And then as soon as this happened, I was like, I don't care what we shot. We really need to just talk about this in a live stream. Get the fans involved. Let's talk about it because the hypocrisy, it's a mile long.
It's so thick.
It's so thick it could actually pleasure Amy Horton.
Damn.
All right, hang on. I got to do it. Here we go. I didn't fuck it up. I don't know what happened there. All of a sudden, stuff started screwing up. We're screwed. Damn it. Thug life.
What are you going to do, bro? What are you going to do?
I love that graphic, though. That's some good times.
Are you talking about Thug Life graphic?
Thug Life! Yeah, for some reason, it didn't play through on our headphones, so now I was just very confused. But I will find it. It's all good.
What are you going to do, man?
What are you going to do? All right, so the subject of tonight's stream, we are going to go through 10, and I'm sure there's hundreds more, of the rules for thee, not for me mentality of the left. Are you ready on the right?
Yep.
Actually, you should be doing this.
Ready on the left. Ready on the right.
Ready.
Ready in the center.
Ready.
Put your selector switch on semi and watch your lane. Let's do this.
Well, on one hand, BLM, they're the best. But on the other hand, CCP, and we want your money.
Listen.
How can one political side embrace both of those ideologies at the same time and not have their heads explode?
Well, I've covered this in a couple of later episodes about the during the late 60s, 70s in China, they had the Red Revolt or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
And by the time it was said and done, 30 million people were killed.
Wow.
Or disappeared.
Night of the Long Knives, right? Didn't you do a video on that?
That was, it was similar. Night of the Long Knives is what Germany did just prior to World War II when they got rid of the brown shirts.
Oh, okay. So I'm mixing up those two events then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the word is that old Adolf Hitler was mighty pissed off at certain portions of the brown shirts and saw them as a threat to him, and basically they were the useful idiots and they got wiped out.
It's funny that they were wearing brown shirts because by the time that night was over, they were wearing brown pants.
Yeah, that's good.
This guy got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Hey.
But it just cracks me up, man. Like NBA, Colin Kaepernick, or whatever the hell his name is, they're like projectile vomiting this rhetoric all over.
Now,
right? They've got it. They've got names of criminals on their jerseys, their helmets. All the while, we gotta shut up about. We can't support the Hong Kong protesters. That's not allowed. We can't support freedom in the country that has the concentration camps,
Taiwan,
and
Hong Kong.
Slave labor sweatshops, children putting together iPhones and stuff.
All right, so who does the Chinese are maintaining a concentration camp for the Uyghurs, the Muslims.
Virtually all religions, Christians too.
If they are not state sanctioned, yes, they are. They're on the chopping block, and just put it this way.
That's their equivalent of an insurrection. You go to a building that has a couple of sticks arranged together in a fashion that reminds them of some sort of a deity. That's your insurrection in CCP land.
Well, here in the United States, where donating organs is voluntary, you have to wait between 2 and 6 years for a kidney.
Yep.
And probably 3 to 5 years for a liver, because the people do donate part. Our living, you can get part of your liver cut out and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But somehow you can go to China, and you can literally get a kidney in 6 weeks.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I have a theory on the whole taking the knee business. That's not to protest police brutality and oppression and slavery. That's actually the best position to suck off your communist overlords.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
There you go. I mean, that's why professional sports will never get one more second of my time or cent of my money. And if I ever run the show, they're going to pay back all the tax dollars that were used to buy their whatever bowls or whatever they have, their coliseums.
It's good times.
Yeah, they're done. I mean, they'll have to rent space from the local high school league.
You remember when that movie, The Manchurian Candidate, was just a movie?
Yeah,
that was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, too bad it's like
I remember when that was fiction.
Yeah, Now we're looking at some different shit here.
Yeah, well, 1.8 million infiltrators at every level of academia, government, not to mention Fang with the swing. Hey, how you doing? Don't forget to smack my ass and snap my bra. How you doing?
I have an associate of mine who's a retired colonel, female type.
A female type. Oh, so does she identify as a female, or is she actually a female?
She's a good person.
Did you check?
No, I didn't check.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
She's a good person. Apparently, she received several phone calls from her friends who are still in the 5-sided building, who enjoy the rank of colonel and above, who basically said China is doing some crazy, nefarious shit out there, and so are the Soviets.
Good times.
Yeah. No, I really didn't get much detail other than nefarious shit. But, like I run the Live from the Lair, and I have a lot of feelers out, and I get a lot of people that, send me information or tell me where to look or give me open source stuff and say, read between the lines. I spend a lot of time reading that shit and figuring stuff out.
Figuring stuff out. And just in case there's anybody out there, because I know we have like 2 dozen people who subscribe to this channel just to downvote it.
That's fine.
Receipts. We have receipts. Thousands in U.S. government companies and more. Not to be confused with Fing Fang Swing Schwang with the Ding Dong of King Kong and Eric Swallowswell. But yeah,
there it is.
They are.
There's the receipts.
They are everywhere. There's your receipts. You're welcome.
They are everywhere.
It's good times. Good times. You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
But before I say that, I just have to say.
Now, have they shut down our stream yet? Because
no, they have not.
All right, good.
But I have to say this. When our media would rather talk about Beijing Biden's dog and how it tripped him on the ankle or whatever the hell it was, I really don't care, than talk about the 1.8 million communist infiltrates in the country, which is probably the biggest media scandal that everybody should be talking about it of the century so far.
McCarthy is he's breakdancing in his grave right now.
He's like, I was right, motherfuckers. You guys suck.
Oh my God.
Everybody thought he was a freaking lunatic, and maybe he was. But you know what? He wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't. He just had his timing off.
Yeah, he was like you. He's got the ESP. He got the time wrong. He didn't see exactly when it was happening.
Yeah, and I wish I could control it, but I don't.
I
write about it in my books. Check them out.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yes, do it.
Ready for the next one here.
Do it.
This is one of my favorites here.
How many people we have watching?
We currently have 1,163 people watching between YouTube and Twitch.
I am honored to have that many people here. That's
Thank
awesome.
you all for coming
you.
tonight. We're going to get to as many super chats at the end as we can. I have a 10-hour drive ahead of me tomorrow.
And I'm not going.
and he's not going because he's an a-hole. But I'm doing another series
You're not driving through another goddamn tunnel in a mountain, you bitch. Not doing it.
Fuck you, bro. I have to drive through the 3 tunnels by myself. It's a phallic symbol.
Yeah, whatever.
It's like Fellini could figure that shit out. But I have to do more courses for Donovan Sharp. So I got a whole weekend of filming ahead of me. 10-hour drive to Philadelphia, and then another 10-hour drive back. So it's going to be a little bit rough. And from what I understand, there's going to be a nice wintry mix of precipitation
Well, you have
tomorrow. It's
you
going to
have a
make my
four-wheel
drive
drive
just
vehicle,
joyous.
you'll be fine.
I'll be fine, but the thing is, it's not myself that I worry about when the weather hits, even if it's really bad.
Idiots.
It's the idiots around me.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that don't exist once I drive past them on the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
You like that mental technique I use?
It's very good. It's like hitting a punching bag. It's very cathartic. Makes me feel good.
All right. Yeah, I see that.
Are you ready for number 2?
Yeah, do it.
Number 2, not to be confused with number shit. Socialism is compassion. It's capitalism that's the devil.
All right. Now, hang on here now. Historically speaking,
Yes.
capitalism has moved more people out of poverty than any other system in all of human history since we started keeping track.
Absolutely. And several million just in the last decade or two alone in China. Even though they
Yes.
have a heavily centralized and extraordinarily authoritarian central government, their market, by and large, is capitalistic in nature.
Well, the thing is in the 70s, they were like living on farms, doing rice and stuff. They didn't really have a free market economy.
No.
And then if they did not adopt capitalism ways, they would have sunk a while ago.
They would die.
Now, but the thing is the CCP allowed these companies to do the free market thing, but there's a back door in there that at any given time, the Communist Party could come in the back door and take control of that company for needs of the state.
That's very true.
And we were trading these companies on our stock market, even though that China basically manipulates their currency.
Yeah.
And at any given time, you can drop all your savings into a giant Chinese company, and then it gets taken over, and your money's gone. And there's nothing you can do about it because we can sue them.
I know. But we're kind of off in the weeds on China. Not to mention we shouldn't talk about them too much.
I'm just
because,
saying.
You know what'll happen. Well, I'm thinking it's inevitable we're going to get banned at this point. So please, links in the description or go to redonkulous.com. You'll find the links to all of our all-tech presences on there.
Do it.
Within 6 months, given the current purge going on, it's inevitable that we're probably going to get booted off of here. But thankfully, Rumble and BitChute are going to have their own live stream services running up and going on soon.
And the thing
Can't
is
wait.
with all of this purging that's going on, you're going to see the alt-tech platforms are going to blow up.
Yes. And thankfully, platforms like Subscribestar, BitChute are based in foreign countries with foreign servers. So good luck with that, Bezos, you bald bastard.
Well, you never know what's going to happen with that craziness.
Yeah, I know you never know what's going to happen with that craziness, but you got to give us some hope, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a
I mean,
dude.
if you want to disappear off the internet, you can keep doing your humdrum-y shit.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm conducting myself and I'm schooling up Blake on doing the guerrilla warfare thing.
Guerrilla warfare. I tell you what.
That's
you
right. Be
bastard.
everywhere and nowhere. You attack their weak
Yes.
spots and run away from their
Yeah.
strength.
But what we definitely got to talk about is just the democratic socialists on the left. I mean, of course,
that's such a bullshit.
such a misnomer. It's so stupid.
Because they always like, well, what about Sweden and
yeah.
Iceland? I'm like, first of all,
all these countries that
they're
aren't actually socialist.
they're not socialist. They're capitalist countries that have a few socialist programs.
Yeah, that they'll have like a substantial welfare state with higher taxation, but a lot of them, by and large, actually have low corporate taxation.
I don't know.
Which is what allows their free markets to keep supporting
all the rest of the shit.
all the rest of the shit.
I don't know, man.
When you heavily centralize everything, like, I'm sorry, let me just ask, did insurance companies become more or less expensive when the government said you had to have insurance?
Oh no, they blew up.
Okay. Did education become more or less expensive when the government said everyone deserves an education? Here's a loan.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. And then, but the thing is, it's like Sweden really only has one big industry, and it's IKEA.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you can't really buy anything over there because everything's so damn expensive because their taxes are so high.
They might have some nice hostels with some of them Swedish babes in there. You never know.
Well, I mean, if they're selling pussy, then they have cornered the market. But I don't
Oldest
think they are.
profession in the world, except for the fisherman who cooks the fish to give it to the women so that their coochies smell the same.
All right, yeah.
Jail.
Jail.
But what cracks me up about the socialists that we have here, we've got Bernie Sanders, we got AOC.
Sellout Sanders?
Sellout Sanders, yeah. 3 houses and selling a book on the free market Sanders.
Yeah.
Paying his people less than $15 an hour
He's
while
paying them
telling
crap.
everyone else that they need to be paying their people $15 an hour.
Yeah, and here's the best part is, when he did have to pay his people more, he laid a whole bunch of them off.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what happened in Seattle. Seattle put their little $15 minimum wage into action.
So did New York.
All of a sudden, all those people working in those jobs were like, all right, I'm going to make me $15 an hour. All of a sudden, the employers had to do a little thing called a merit check.
Uh-huh.
They had to go through and see who was actually worth paying that $15 an hour. Gone.
Or, hey, I want you to meet your replacement, Mrs. Kiosk. The one that has more fecal matter on it.
Sucking Kiaka.
The one that has more fecal matter on it than a toilet.
I don't know. They are leftists. They may enjoy that fecal matter. I'm just saying.
Stop it!
You know what those people pay for that shit? No pun intended.
God damn it. Scat play? Yeah.
Scat play. I mean, you managed
That's like
to trade,
German porn, man.
I know. You managed to trade a whole Foot Locker of scat porn just to get some Jeeps
No,
fixed.
it wasn't just scat porn.
Not just scat. Okay, fine.
It was like...
It was in the mix.
It was in the mix. It was horrific stuff that I had to confiscate.
You had to.
Well, I'm like, listen, I had to do a health and welfare, and I was looking for, porn.
Porn.
Because we weren't allowed to have it. People weren't allowed to have booze.
Of course not.
And I would go through and I'd be like, all right, I'm doing a health and welfare, and I'm looking for porn, and I'd come through.
Porn pay.
If I found it, I would throw it in a Foot Locker. If it was like Penthouse or Playboy, I left it alone. Because that's not even porn in my book.
It doesn't even phase.
That's not even porn.
That's art.
And I wound up with literally, I had a whole Foot Locker scat porn and
confiscated disgustingness.
I don't even know where they got it. I don't even know where it came from. All I know is I had to take it.
I'm just saying.
But I'm glad I did because
one of the easiest places to get drugs is prison. So I'm pretty sure you could find scat porn or whatever other craziness.
They probably bought it from the Iraqis.
They probably did.
I know they were buying booze from those bastards.
Hey, can I buy some of that scat porn off you? Oh, hold on. Let me get away from my goat. Okay, now you come with me.
No, I'm serious. You could literally buy anything in Iraq.
Anything.
And they're Muslim and they're supposedly strict.
Yeah.
But there's more drunk drivers on that place after 9 o'clock than here in the States.
Oh, I bet. Speaking of getting a little too drunk and not realizing, what's what. One of my favorite recent examples of the whole socialism BS here in the U.S. AOC selling $60 tax the rich sweatshirts and other merchandise on her website while encouraging lockdowns that destroy small businesses and, robbing New York of 11,000 jobs by campaigning against the Amazon facility that
she
was
got
going
rid
to
of
get built there.
It was an Amazon headquarters.
Yeah. It was going to be 11,000, 12,000 jobs. And she's like, no, you need to pay taxes. Never mind the fact, by the way, that evil Drumpfler, because of the tax loopholes that his new tax code got rid of, which, by the way, Beijing Biden is going to let those tax cuts and everything lapse in 2022, so y'all can look forward to that.
Yeah!
And so can I. Amazon paid corporate federal taxes for the first time ever.
Yeah.
But he's not going to get credit for that.
Well, my thing is this. Since we are losing all of these small and medium businesses, especially here in Michigan, I don't understand why, if people are going to riot and burn stuff down, why don't they just go take care of the Amazon warehouses and let the small and medium businesses actually get a leg up.
Yeah, isn't it
Same thing with
amazing?
Walmart.
Isn't it really amazing how this, disease is so deadly that all the small businesses have to close,
All the medium and small.
but all the multinational billion-dollar corporations,
Totally fine.
Those are totally fine. They can stay open.
All right, now I brought this. I talked to a couple of guys about this. Okay, now historically, a plague takes care of two classes of people in the beginning: the old people at the top
And the infirm.
and the peasants and so forth at the bottom.
Yeah, we're not really seeing a whole lot of homeless folks getting stacked up in the middle of the town
No.
square like
None.
cornwood.
You're not hearing about it at all because it's not happening.
And they have no access to any of the stuff that we're being told is necessary for a
Correct.
healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, these people, like, they're living outside. They're
Ugh.
shooting up. They're using drugs. They're drinking. They're not sleeping. They're not eating properly. But yet they're not dying in these crazy droves like the old folks did when they put the people in the care homes.
Maybe they're all wearing masks.
Oh, here's some rookie numbers. We're going to put some sick people in the care homes and pump those numbers up.
Isn't it amazing that only a year ago at this time, if you walked into a bank wearing a hat, sunglasses, and a mask,
You're going to get you're
You're
going to
gonna-
ask to leave
you're gonna get
or
asked
the
to
cops
leave.
are coming.
they're coming. They're going to put you in the legal bracelets and give you a little escort out the door at the very least.
Correct. Or they'll ask you questions.
Yeah. Now, if you go in there without that exact get up,
Now they're actually
they're still going to call the
No, there was an
security on
article
you.
that they're actually going to close people's accounts that refuse to wear masks in the bank.
Well, as long as they give them their money back first.
They better.
If they try to pull that shit, I'd be like, oh, okay.
It's going to get lively up in here.
Let's make like the first time I accidentally blew it in a hooker and call my lawyer.
Oh, my God.
Not that I would know about that or anything.
Your lawyer?
No, I'm just saying.
You never blew in a hooker?
No,
Oh.
never had a hooker.
All right, sorry.
Never had the need.
I was just asking.
But oh my gosh. So I think just before we move on, I think we need to talk about some of the things that these compassionate socialists want.
Sure.
What are some of the things that they want? List them off for me.
Well, let's see. They want everyone to have a living wage.
Yeah.
And they want free education.
Yeah, free
And they want
college.
free food, and they shouldn't have to pay for housing.
Yeah. We need to hang the landlords, right? Because, during the Kung flu, the landlords are terrible people. They should just be suspending rent.
Yeah, correct.
Never
yeah.
mind the fact that they still have to do, repairs and maintenance.
This
and
is
all
not
that stuff
Star
to
Trek.
Facilities.
All right, listen, when you have like free energy and you can create shit out of thin air with this abundant energy and nobody needs to really work, and
Yep.
we don't live in that world. All right, so if somebody saves up money to buy a house, he fixes the house up and decides he's going to rent it, and then he should somehow not have to pay his mortgage or any of his expenses because people are not. I'm sorry, that it doesn't work that way.
No.
We don't live in that world. And
Not so much.
how many times have I said this? Nothing in this world is free, and it never will be. If you are on the earth and you're sucking air, you are burning through resources, and those are not free. Sorry.
No.
Even pussy's not free.
No, never is.
No. No, in fact, I'm going to be
Even
doing
when it's free, it's not free.
We're going to be doing what the opportunity costs of pussy. That's going to be hilarious.
Oh man, what really cracks me up is that the democratic socialists, they think that if you just tax the billionaires their fair share, it's going to pay for all this stuff.
Yeah. You could tax all of the billionaires 100%.
I'm not just in this country,
Uh,
on the planet.
The entire planet. We're talking the billionaires in China, the billionaires in Russia,
Oh, by the way,
in
50
Poland.
50 new billionaires created since the beginning of the
All this
of
craziness.
the Yahoo, and 28 of live in China.
Well, minus one. The
No,
guy
it's 28.
No. The guy who ran Alibaba, ran his suckhole and got disappeared. They haven't seen him since.
Well, that's good times.
So he no longer has $1 billion because I believe he's been relieved of his skin suit. His meat suit, I mean. They probably took his skin suit off first, and then he lost his meat suit.
He had to go take it to the dry cleaners.
Yeah,
It was
so
dirty.
I think he went right to the lobby. He's now in line waiting for a reissue of a new meat suit.
Yeah.
He'll be back here in 2 to 20.
Yeah.
Just saying.
He learned the hard way that you don't scrape your asshole on the carpet.
So, yeah. That's what China does.
That's what China does. They're not just about egg rolls.
But the thing is, if you took 100% of all the wealth from all the billionaires across the entire planet, you'd be able to pay for these programs for like less than 90 days.
Yeah. 6 months tops.
If you stretch it out.
Stretch it out like Amy Horton on the first date.
Yeah, you have to stretch that so hard I have to go over her head.
Now I'm picturing it. You sick bastard.
Batwing over face.
Wasn't it Carol Burnett who described childbirth as taking your bottom lip and stretching it over your head?
I guess. I don't remember seeing her. I mean, I remember some of her stuff, but I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah.
She was pretty funny.
It's
Too
an
bad
image.
she did.
It's an image for you.
She did now.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah, do it.
All right, here we go. And these are a couple of my favorites here. Girl power is for everybody.
Bullshit!
And the male girl power enthusiasts, the soy boys, those are the best men around.
Statistically speaking, I'm going to have to say no.
A little bit.
If that was true, there wouldn't be this huge market for the bad boy Chad Thundercocks out there.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, just saying.
It really cracks me up. I mean, like, if you actually go and onto any search engine that's not Google and look up male feminist accused of snuggle struggle, you're going to find more results than you know what to do with. You will have toilet time reading for as long as you are sucking air.
Yeah. I myself didn't become a bad boy until I became a bat boy.
A bat boy?
Yeah, when Ranger Battalion.
Okay.
Once I made it to the Ranger Battalion, you're official bad boy then. Because, you're like an Olympic level, athlete. You're at the, tip of the spear for combat, And I got to see me some combat up close and personal. I almost died.
Oh, it's good times, man.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
What really cracks me up too is that like the whole thing about every man should be a feminist. Blah, blah, blah. Like, well, who donated a ton of money to feminist causes and then got thrown under the bus at the earliest convenience? Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
Not that I actually believe any of the people accusing him, because they all got this thing called a what's it called? Oh yeah, a career.
Listen,
after getting down on their knees.
That was like an inside joke in
yeah,
Hollywood for decades.
Open secret.
It was, it was like
they used
for
to
decades.
joke about it at the damn Oscars.
Yeah. It was nothing new.
Absolutely not.
And you know what? God bless them.
Yeah. And
they got the thing is, all he could do was walk them to the door, open the door for them. What they did on the other side to make that career happen was on them.
Absolutely.
And all I had to do was, get, their tonsils stabbed a few times.
Hammerhand in the house. What's up, sir?
Hammerhand! All
Welcome
right.
back. Now he's talking about the gay crew stuff. Damn it! I'm never going to live that shit down. And it's not like it was my website.
Listen, man, it's all fun and games.
It is all fun and games.
It's all good.
But you want to really laugh. Like, you remember how, like, if anyone even... If you're in politics and you're on the right and you even associate with someone who's who set a foot wrong, you have to disavow them, right?
Yeah.
Never mind Biden and Hillary having pictures with Robert Byrd, giving him kisses on the cheek, shaking his hand, stuff like that. All that's totally fine. But this one really cracks me up. Rutgers University says we won't return donations from Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because his money is good enough.
Yeah.
Even though, he's supposedly
That's why
parts removed from the
I will.
Antichrist.
They will never ever have me do one role in Hollywood because I'm such a raging asshole.
Wadley says, please control Pop's microphone volume. No, it's not the volume. It's the
Pop.
man in front of it moving his face back and forth like a greedy whore in a sorority house. He does not seem to understand how it's supposed to work.
So you're talking about sorostitute.
You're a sorostitute.
You're talking about sorostitute. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
Damn it.
I'm drinking and I get
I
loud.
say, now you're doing it again where you're leaning back instead of talking into the mic.
But I'm drinking. I'm getting loud. I don't
You're
have to
getting
tell
loud.
you.
What are you going to do? Wah. You
This
bastard.
here, I love this shit. It's made from honey. It's so good.
You need to talk into the mic, Pop.
I love this shit. It's so good.
That doesn't mean talk louder. It just means
Sorry,
talk into
man.
the mic.
I will figure out how to do this, okay?
One day.
One day.
No, basically what you do is you need to pick a tone of voice, pick a spot in front of the microphone,
And stay there.
but donut be damned,
And stay there.
and just stay there.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah. It's like when your ex-hooer used to say, that's the spot, stay there, and then you went into the kitchen to make a sandwich. That wasn't good either.
Allegedly.
But that's okay. She was getting her baloney elsewhere.
Forest of cock run through her.
Forest of cock.
Forest of cocks.
Microphone. No, the microphone does not smell like beer. It smells like
Booze.
what are you drinking? You drinking the Jameson?
No, I'm not having the Jameson right now. I'm gonna have that later. I have a shot of this.
Oh, the honey.
I have
Yeah.
this, and then I'm gonna move
Cold
out to
brew.
Jameson on the way out. Listen, this shit is so smooth. I'm shocked.
It's
so
really good. Oh, we've had so many people thank us for just pointing out Jameson cold brew exists. I'm gonna get me some of
You're
that.
welcome. And it's not even that expensive. I think it's like
No.
$20 a bottle.
It's not that bad at all. It's good stuff.
It's well worth it.
I like it. I like it a lot. But we were talking about Mr. Weinstein.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites had to be Asia Argento, who, daughter of one of the most prolific Italian filmmakers of the 1970s and 80s.
Uh-huh.
Victim of voodoo DNA, where she was born of two of the ugliest people I've ever seen, and somehow still managed to
Come
wind
out
up
okay.
hot. I still don't know how that works.
It
but-
skipped a generation.
It skipped a generation. Yeah, I still don't know how. She actually expected to be taken seriously. She gets up at the Cannes Film Festival and says, Harvey Weinstein raped me. Oh, but I kept going back for seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, and sixths. Now, you ask anyone who's actually been a legitimate victim of a snuggle struggle whether or not going back for seconds was on the menu.
They're not doing that willingly.
No,
No.
not so much.
No.
And then Gwyneth Paltrow, of course. Oh, he did it to me too, even though, he spent millions of dollars so that I could win an Oscar that I didn't deserve. And I'm also a spectacularly well-known Hollywood hooker in the underground Eyes Wide Shut sex club.
Correct. I mean, that woman has got like, I don't know. She has so much dick run through her, it goes around the earth twice.
A little bit.
Just saying.
It's quite preposterous.
That's a lot of dick.
That is a lot of dick, yeah.
Wow.
Just if these women had belts that were,
50,000 miles of dick.
how many gallons of bazooka juice would that be?
I don't know. It's probably at least one of the smaller oceans.
That's a challenge accepted.
Oh, I would
episode
say
right there.
I would say it's the Black Sea.
Black Sea. It just got dark in here.
Sorry. What do I know?
Allegedly. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, feminism is for everybody, except for men who want equal custody in family court. Bless you. Then it's no longer for you.
Nope.
Let me just snooze it. How many sneezes you got in there, man? That was 2.
I don't know.
You got a third one in there for me?
I might.
All right, just making sure.
I mean, that one feminist that actually went to the Senate and testified that 50-50 custody was harmful and
Oh yeah,
not
it's
in the
harmful
best
to
interest of
children.
women.
Yeah. No study exists that proves that co-parenting is good for a child.
Correct.
Wait, what?
But the prisons we have are stuffed to the brim with the effects of single mothers.
Yeah. You guys do a simple web search for the fatherless generation. It collates all of the statistics for fatherless homes. It is stunning. And if you are not a changed person after you have seen it, you don't have a heartbeat.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's grotesque. Like 85% of the people who are in prisons didn't have a father at home. The vast majority of teen self-deletions, drug addictions,
A teen and youth,
teen and youth self-deletions, all that stuff.
drug addicts,
Drug addicts,
rape
crazy
victims.
houses, people on
Drugs.
pharmaceutical drugs.
all kinds of drugs actually.
It's grotesque.
Like almost all of the streetwalkers out there, and pros,
Yep.
single mother homes.
Yep. And really, you can kind of extrapolate that mentality to everything on this list. If it makes them money or they think it'll make them money, then the left is for it.
Correct.
If you can't make money off it or virtue signal to the point where you think that you can market and make money off it, then they're not for it.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't know, man. I am not a fan of feminism. It's just it's to the point where it's not feminism anymore. It's domination.
Yes.
That's exactly what it's not. It's all it is.
I mean, it's called feminism. It's not called egalitarianism. Egalitarianism actually is the
For both
pursuit of
worlds.
equality for everyone.
Everyone.
Feminism, by its very definition, is for women.
Correct.
So when they try to say feminism is for everybody, I just laugh. I'm like, really? Well, then why don't you call it egalitarianism? And then they actually have the nerve to say, well, that's just a buzzword created by misogynists.
Yeah.
Wow.
They get upset when you say that too.
The cognitive disconnect is just, it's so real.
It's
so
strong
palpable.
with this one.
It's thick, just like the men that they won't date the soy boys for.
Well, they'll marry them and then they'll divorce them
Yeah.
and take their shit.
But only after they've racked up a body count in the triple digits and they've hit the age of 33 to 34 and they think, well, I've got less than a year before my fertility drops off a cliff like a piano falling out of the sky. Maybe I should settle
gotta
down with a
settle
soy
down.
boy. I need to have somebody knock me up and give me a paycheck for the next 18 years, and then I can go back on the carousel.
Well, actually, they can't when they're that old.
Well, they can't, but it doesn't keep them from trying.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some young dudes out there that use them for practice.
Dude, there are women that I went to school with, women that I have banged, who for some reason still insist on following me on social media. They're still on the carousel. Some of them are pushing 40. I mean, I'm sure that the carousel ride isn't as fun as it used to be, and
Nope.
I'm sure that the engine could use a little bit of lubricating before you get started and strap in, but they're still there, going around in circles, grabbing onto the pole.
Ah, man, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
It
man.
is. Speaking of Hollywood being the embodiment of everything that is terrible in the universe, leftist talking point number 4, because they all go together. Orange Man is bad, but billionaires, as long as they work in Silicon Valley,
Totally good.
or if they're our friends in Hollywood, even if they did a little kids, they're okay.
Yeah. I seriously think like what we're seeing take place here is it's got to be some type of spiritual warfare.
Well, it's something, all right.
I mean, you're literally seeing the mouthpieces of evil. Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think of Hollywood now is just the mouthpiece of evil.
Oh, without a doubt. It's
and I'm not one.
It's hilarious.
I'm not one to get all spiritual and godly on people. That's just not my thing. I'm just saying that there's a lot of kid diddling going on and people looking the other way. In fact, they want to try to make it legal as a a sexual preference now.
Oh yeah. It's just it's just a mental problem. It needs to be understood, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know. The only thing you need to understand about it is you need to have a chain put around your neck, tied to an anchor, and you're thrown off a boat. That's all you
Allegedly.
need. That's all.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's all you need to understand about it right there. There's a reason
Absolutely.
why when those guys go to prison, they're called chomos, and they are not treated well.
Yeah. That's one of the things that really cracks me up about girl power advocates when they talk about grapefruiting culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Schmexual predators are isolated from the general population in prison because the absolute worst of the worst criminal element that exists in this country look down on them, and as soon as they know what they're in there for, they beat the ever-loving shit out of them.
They actually try to kill you.
Exactly. Well, I'm just saying.
I don't blame them.
For starters,
Listen,
they beat the
if
shit out of
I
you.
was in prison for God knows whatever, like say I had an issue and some people got smoked and I wind up going to prison for life.
Yeah.
I would like, hey, maybe I can get a couple decent, points, points with a guy on the other side of the fence if I find a chomo and send him to hell.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, of course.
Of course. Yeah, hypothetically. But Hollywood, of course, loves to talk smack about Trump. Meanwhile, Corey Feldman, who has been trying to blow the whistle on the chomos in Hollywood for decades, has had to leave the country fearing for his life.
Plus, his career was ruined.
His career was absolutely ruined.
They tanked it.
It's absolutely, it's god-awful. And I believe that Charlie Sheen, of all people, was one of the people who diddled him once upon a time.
Who, punched him in the brown eye?
A little bit, yeah.
What an asshole.
And one of the biggest anti-Trump people that I can think of, Mr. Raging Bullshit, Robert De Niro, of course, he's a bastion of morality who absolutely needs to be at the forefront of everyone's stage when they're talking about how to live your life. Sued for $12 million over alleged schmexual harassment of a longtime employee. Now, I'm not saying that he did it, but if you're going to try and convict a Supreme Court justice in the court of public opinion,
you're
another Hollywood executive in the court of public opinion, then what's good for the goose?
Good for the
gander. I'm just saying.
You're
These
correct.
are your rules, lefties, not mine.
This is all Me Too crap right here.
If he's accused, then that means it happened, right? Because women don't lie.
Yeah, believe all women.
I gotta believe them. They never
Except
lie about
when,
nothing.
except when it's Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Can't believe anybody there.
I can't believe anyone who's accusing Beijing Biden, even though there's I don't know how many
credible
pictures,
accusations.
videos,
There's credible accusations.
and a television interview or a phone call into a television interview that goes back 25 years, proving that this is not a new thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Crazy.
It really is crazy. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not exactly one of the people who likes to go to Hollywood for lessons in morality.
That's another dude right there that needs to have...
oh, here's another one here. You ready
Yep.
for this one? Here we go. Here we go.
Didn't he get a standing ovation?
Yeah, Roman Polanski, after being tried and convicted of violently drugging and grapefruiting a 13-year-old girl in the 1970s, and I believe this happened at Jack Nicholson's house.
I don't know.
Fifth accusation of assault against a child. And this happened in the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
And in the year 2002, he was awarded Best Director at the Academy Awards for directing The Pianist.
And he got a standing ovation.
Not to be confused with the organ that has gotten him into so much trouble.
You'd figure he'd stop thinking with that by now. Look how old he is.
You would think. You would think. But he got a standing ovation. Most of the people standing up, the people who accused Harvey Weinstein and can't stand Trump. Meryl Streep.
Yep.
Martin Scorsese.
He needs. He's the one that needs he definitely needs the boat anchor treatment.
The boat anchor treatment.
Just saying.
Hey,
That cures everything.
How you doing there, Mr. Polanski? I need to go fishing.
Where does he live now?
So I'm all. I believe that he is in France or something like that.
Why can't we extradite him from France?
They don't have any extradition treaties. To my knowledge, isn't that why Leonardo DiCaprio hid there in Inception, even though he could have just had his kids moved with him to France?
I don't
Just
know.
asking for a friend.
I mean, I know if you join the French Foreign Legion and do your time and get out, then whatever happened before that, they don't extradite you for. But I don't know what their laws are. But that's just crazy.
Ugh. Cracks me up. But I mean, you really can't expect anything less. We're going to do one more on the list, and then we're going to hit some super chats. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Are you ready for this? This one is one of my all-time favorites.
All right, do it.
Ready on the right?
I am.
Ready on the left?
On the left, yep.
All right, here we
Let's
go.
do this.
The left, why, we're the party of science.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. That is such a bullshit talking point for them.
One of my all-time favorites. I don't even call them skeptics anymore. I call them septics because they have more in common with something that collects my shit.
How many times has the left claimed that the world was going to end and it hasn't?
Oh, you talking about the Al Gore's documentary, his little slideshow, where every single prediction he made, including no more snows of Kilimanjaro, melting of the polar ice caps, would all be completed by 2012. Yeah, every single prediction he made.
Completely
Wronger
wrong.
than two boys fornicating in church with the priest watching it, recording it on his iPhone.
Correct.
That was made in China
while
with
doing
with
CPR
child
on
labor.
while doing CPR on one's ass.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let me help you out there, boy.
A little bit is one of my favorites.
Now, don't get me wrong. The climate is changing, all right? But it has always changed, and it always will change. And when the Earth is done with us, she will flick us off like a booger. Okay? I'm just saying. There's nothing you can do about
flick
it.
us off like a booger. But even Mr. Slideshow himself, Al Gore, used over 20 times more energy to power his home for 1 year than the average American.
Wow.
But I'm supposed to reduce my carbon footprint and buy a Prius because otherwise the world's going to end in 12 years. Oh, my God. Wait.
I just can't believe that. Plus, he has private jets. It's all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio was another one of these climate change morons. Oh, if you don't do this and that, it's like, okay, how
I
many
love
different
it. Settled
supermodels?
science.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, I forgot about this one for the last one on the list there when we were talking about how the left is so stunning and brave and they always stand up for women and male feminists are the best.
Oh,
Nancy Pelosi's brother charged with grapefruiting underage girls.
Yeah.
Isn't she related to Gavin Newsom, too? Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom?
I don't know. All I know is, like, every time I look at her stringy neck, I just can't stand that.
Oh. Give me a drink.
Like, literally, that is the face of everything that's wrong with modern politics.
Nancy Pelosi.
Like, you should not.
Let's take another look at her. There she is.
You should not be in office for that long. She's like half a century.
That face has been stretched over that skull so many times. It looks like Skeletor banged Anne Frank's corpse.
Her face has been stretched so hard she can no longer give head. I'm just saying.
Not that you would know or anything.
I don't want to know. Dude, you couldn't even pay me for that. Oh.
It's quite disgusting.
That's like nightmare shit right there. That's nightmare fuel, man. Stop it.
It's quite disgusting. Oh, man. And another thing, too, like, they claim to be so scientific, but 123 genders and counting?
Yeah, it's so scientific.
Yeah. And they say that people like you and I, like maybe we're not hardcore churchgoers or something like that, but we believe in, God, higher power, so to speak, okay? We're the crazy ones. And yet, they will make a metaphysical argument at the drop of a hat by insisting that someone can be born in the wrong body.
Correct. Yes.
Does that sound skeptical
I thought
to
you're
you?
supposed to separate church and state, but somehow they want to pass laws based on a metaphysical argument.
Yeah, and now, also another thing, too, Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom has somehow convinced Biden and come swallow a heels up Harris to take his little crusade for decriminalizing knowingly transmitting HIV and AIDS to people because there's, quote-unquote, no scientific basis for the stigma of a deadly disease that will can kill you.
Okay, now, first of all, I think there's actual medication you could take now that lowers your HIV count to the point where it's almost not detectable.
But it's still there.
Well, it's still there. But that medication is so harsh, it will burn your kidneys out and your liver, and you're going to die from that too.
Ugh.
So when you can no longer tolerate that medication because your kidneys and liver are shot, then you're going to quit taking it, and you're going to get the HIV, the Hipple HIV, and you're going to have no organs.
Yeah, aren't we adding to the so-called opioid crisis that Democrats, really, really want to tackle, supposedly, even though, they're all for the things that make the opioid crisis possible, like porous borders,
Correct.
illegal immigration, things like that.
No,
There's another one of those lovely arguments that doesn't really hold up when you think about it.
Virtually every Democrat stronghold is covered in human feces, drug paraphernalia, needles, disease, and homeless.
I hear San Francisco's lovely this time of year.
I don't know.
Yeah, but we're the party of science, despite the fact that we're going to decriminalize a deadly illness
Bullshit.
that has a virtually 100% chance of killing you.
If given enough time, yes.
Good
Magic
times.
Johnson, he caught that shit in what?
Yeah.
93 or 4?
Yeah, well, he's one of those, rich mother fornicators who's got access to all the stuff that's not on the market yet.
But the thing is, he's got to be at the end.
That's the thing, I've seen video footage of him recently. He still looks the same.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think it's more likely that we were able to fast-track a vaccine for a brand new
for a coronavirus that we have never been able to make a virus or a vaccine for?
Yes.
There's been no vaccine ever for the common cold.
Absolutely, yeah. So if we can do that in less than a year, allegedly, how likely is it that we still don't have a cure for this, despite the fact that we have these medications to manage it? Oh, I'm sorry, I need to rephrase. Extraordinarily lucrative medications to manage the condition instead of just a cure.
Yeah. And you know what? I know those are expensive medications
for fornication.
Because I remember they had the list of medications for the EIU. I got almost all those medications on that list back in March.
And guess what? You got it, never knew you had it, and you have the antibodies.
Yeah, I never even knew I had it. But the thing is, I remember I got on the phone and called the Greenberry Express. I'm like, hey, I need this shit. And like 2 weeks later, it's in the mail. Yeah.
In the mail.
So.
Yeah, you have a mailbox out front that says MALE on it. Or at least if you don't, you should.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, the thing is,
I
mean, like the Green Berets, like we know each other. Like when I went to Iraq in 2004, I needed to get a heavy barrel AR upper platform.
Yeah.
A 24-inch barrel with threaded for a suppressor.
Giggity.
That thing was hand delivered via the Greenberry Express.
Speaking of hand delivery, not to be confused with what you do every Thursday
night
after you're done here. You go right ahead. I'm going to start reading off some super chats. We're going to try to blaze through these pretty quick here, guys, just because we still have 5 more things on the list. And I got a long drive ahead of me tomorrow. I'm going to save ones that are specifically for you, Pop. Like how to get fit military style from Gravity Master, top 5 exercises. We're going to get to that one. Hidden Magnum with a $5 super chat. Evening Pop, longtime watcher, first-time donation. Want to know your thoughts on secession from the U.S. and if it's the best option now. Well, he's expecting it. I do know that. And for some reason, he's had this psychic vision of like the number 38. He thinks that's the number of states that are actually going to secede from the Union. Or at least attempt to. Dynaside 13, welcome back, sir, a $10 super chat. The petition the old Chinese lady handed me that I signed today, condemning the Communist Party of China, will do more against them than Biden in the swamp ever will. True story. Sipping some 1776 rye here. Cheers. Cheers to you. I need to make more drinks. I only had one. It's criminal. Dennis with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. S. I don't know what that means, but thank you. McCain's tumor. It's fantastic. $10 super chat. Pop, they are talking about expelling everyone from the military who was right-wing. This will only be the beginning. Yeah, that is one thing that I've been hearing a lot about recently, that, we're toxic people. We need to be cleansed. There was, It's funny that the same people who love to throw around a particular Adolf's name, they don't seem to know anything about the kind of stuff that he used to say and do, because this sounds a lot like it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, they're talking about expelling everyone from the military who is right wing. Part of that whole ideology cleansing thing. And I was just saying, it's kind of funny how a group of people who loves to throw it around Mr. Adolf Twitler's name don't seem to know anything about the kind of stuff that he used to do, because they're falling right in lockstep with it.
Well, go ahead, purge the military of the conservatives.
Yeah, go see what happens.
And see what happens.
That's going to be most of them.
Yeah. Most of your war fighters are conservative, and they're like, yeah, you're out of here because you don't think right. Okay,
bye-bye.
They're going to leave. They're going to join a militia, and now you're going to have all of the pussy left wing in the military dealing with those guys down the road. Do it. I'm all for that.
Let's put those guys on the front line. I don't want to fire my gun yet. Do you have any lotion for my hands? My knuckles are getting all dry and cracked.
Yeah, plus, like women in combat, I'll roll right over them. I'm serious.
Oh, you don't want to go fight on the front line because you're on your period? Wah! Get over there.
I'm serious. Like a bunch of National Guard, like combat fighters are women. I can't wait to face those people. I can't wait.
Gravity Master had a $2 super chat, and he's asking, Pop, how to get fit military style? Top 5 exercise suggestions.
CrossFit.
Is that all 5?
Typically, if you do CrossFit and get good at it, you're in pretty much combat shape. That and do some running.
Nice.
I myself, my joints can't handle it, so I go and I hit the heavy bag 2 to 3 times a week.
Nice. It's good stuff. And somebody wanted to know your thoughts on secession from the U.S., what those are, and if it's the best option now.
To be honest with you, listen, it is in the Texas Constitution that they withhold the right to secede at any given time. And if they brought a court case to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court said Texas doesn't have standing to sue another state for not following the United States Constitution, well, then they should by all means leave. And I can almost guarantee you when they do that, there will be a domino effect. And when it's all said and done, when it finally rights itself, the number 36 or 38 will come into play. I don't know if that'll be 36 or 38 states. I don't know. All I know is, to be honest with you, with what's going on, that needs to happen.
Yeah, we need what those pesky right-wing failures call consequences.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, right now you're seeing a lot of the corporations and people moving out of these left-wing hellhole states, going to Texas and the.
I'm fine with them moving to Texas, but leave your left-wing politics at home.
Yeah.
If you go there and you try to flip it blue, fuck you.
You need to have your ass kicked so hard you wear it home to California as a hat.
Oh, shit. Yeah, take the red pill, for the love of God.
For the love of God!
Argus Star Killer, welcome back, sir. $10 super chat. Try trivia. It's better than D Live. And it is, I guess, pro-free speech. I have seen a lot of people on our corner of the internet go over there to stream. I would strongly suggest going there.
Never heard of
I will check it out.
Trivia? Never heard
Trivia, yeah, I haven't heard of it either.
Never heard of it. All right.
There's lots of live streaming options out there. We're just trying to figure out how to do them all, and we're probably going to need some kind of restreaming software to do it.
Again, I have ESP, and I've had a vision of us actually getting in front of lots of people live streaming to multiple platforms at the same time.
Fingers crossed. I'm going to skip one super chat here just because it's on the same subject. If you're talking about ESP, Irish Lover 7745, $5 super chat. Pop, are you saying that you've been to the dead zone?
I've been to the lobby.
The lobby. That's a good movie, though. Great book, too.
Nah, I wasn't in a coma. None of that stuff. But, hey, I've been to the lobby.
I mean, you absorbed enough explosive force that should have killed.
No. One of it was somewhere between 40 and 60 kilograms of explosives detonated 8 feet off the front bumper of my Humvee. Oof. And I had some brainiac do the math, and he's like, you you absorb somewhere between 3 and 4 times the explosive force needed to instantly kill a human being.
And here you are.
And I'm still here.
Here we are doing God's work.
I may or may not have stopped by the lobby.
Yeah, that happened to my wife once upon a time. Not the explosion thing, but she was clinically dead for several minutes.
I'm surprised
and she saw some really crazy shit.
I'm surprised she doesn't have ISP herself.
I think she does to a point.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some brain damage in there for sure.
Oh, damn.
I love you, honey, if you're watching.
Brain damage is good. No,
brain
it's
damage in there, tell you what. Joe Mary saw $10 super chat, hypothetically. So I guess that's in addition to allegedly.
Allegedly.
We like that word around here. It covers all manner of legalese.
Well, you're not getting sued if you say allegedly.
Not getting
or
sued if you say allegedly. Yeah. Former Vice President Joe Biden allegedly loves the Chinese Kiaka. Hypothetically. Michael Rougier, or Rougier if he's French, $5 super chat. Here's a quote from a video game. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to think for you. This way, you won't hurt yourself.
Thank you.
I like that one. What game was that?
I don't know.
I don't know that one either. It sounds like a Duke
But
Nukem
here's a side thing with the Chinese Kiaka for Beijing Biden is when he is no longer of use to them, they're gonna roll on him like an old postage stamp.
He's already of no use to them. Once he's in there and he's the Trojan horse, we know who their real Manchurian candidate is.
I know.
And it's the one who's literally going to go over there and suck on some egg rolls.
She has lots of experience with that.
Yes,
That's
she
what
does.
I'm told, allegedly.
That's how she get to where she was or is, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hypothetically.
I would love to see some Ornpay of her doing that.
If bazooka juice was cement, she'd have I-75 going down her throat and out her butthole.
It's called the through affair for nothing. Dude, we're so fucked.
I'm not sure what kind of currency this is. Teddy YS or Ted YS. RON 25. Not sure what currency that is, but Ron $25 super chat. Hey, Pop. And another $10 Ron. Ron Swanson winning. Let's stroll in the Capitol Day. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, it's all good. Shay Smith with a $25 chat. Welcome back. Thank you both for the great content. It helped me continue my erudition and turn things around. Also, Blake should live stream from his next cruise, and he could title it "There He Blows." All right, just because that's a good one. Hang on. That was a good one. I'll let you have that one. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good, man.
It's all good. I could take a joke. That's why I wrote it into the newest episode. Al or AI, one or the other. $2 super chat. The fake outrage on the news getting on my nerves.
That's why I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news since Election Day.
You're better off.
I haven't.
Because it's quite pathetic.
No, I haven't watched shit.
I mean, pansy ass Cuomo, when everybody was out there burning, looting, and murdering, saying that where is it written that riots have to be polite and peaceful?
That's another,
in the Constitution.
That's another
the
guy.
Peaceful assembly shall not be infringed.
I'm telling you, man, those guys are gonna have a hard time when it gets ugly out there.
Yeah. Maxine Waters directly calling for violence and intimidation and harassment. Quite a far cry from the 2 tweets that supposedly got our president banned off of social media. Give me a break.
Impeached for the second time.
Ridiculous. Damn it. I hate when a whole moves around here just like that. You're pissing me off, bro.
You sons of bitches.
You bitches. Jaffo on the bound got a $4.99 super chat. I think it's hypocritical that Arnold Schwarzenegger had the audacity to call the Capitol incident is Kristallnacht, even after this whole summer.
He has no idea what he's talking about.
No, he doesn't.
You know what? Fuck him.
Like, dude.
I'll tell that to his goddamn face, that fucker.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger.
Fuck you, Schwarzenegger.
He might have ran California well, but ever since then, he has just been letting his mouth go, and he needs to shut the hell up.
Dude, fuck
It's
him.
bad. I mean, like every Terminator movie he's been in since he was governor was fucking dog shit anyway. He's outlived his usefulness. Just shut up.
Yeah,
God.
that's fuck him. Just fuck that guy.
Ugh. Billy Bob with a $10 super chat. If they think they are winning, what is the point of the bannings and the impeachment? That's a very good point.
Well, I'll tell you
Are they
what-
panicking or mopping up?
They're panicking
Yes.
because there's 80 million people out there who are not on board with this.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, yeah. And you're not going to be able to shut us all up no matter how hard you try.
No.
Sorry. Not sorry. Bastards. And that goes to the stunning and brave corporate overloads of the platform that we're currently on. Y'all can smurf my balls and cradle the balls and work the shaft.
Here's another side note in regards to the people who are getting like purged from the military for wrongthink.
Yeah.
When these states start withdrawing from the union, all of those people in the army are going to leave and go back to the said states.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be a huge talent and brain drain on the military anyway. Just saying. I'm just saying. Hypothetically, hopefully,
allegedly.
Hopefully it all works out and everything is stunning and brave and we all sing Kumbaya together.
Yeah, we need to have like a drinking game where every time we say allegedly, everybody's got to take a drink.
I won't be able to drive home, man. I will not be able to drive home.
K-Man God says Arnold has become the Symphonator.
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
Fuck that guy.
Here we go. Goblin O Hunter, $2 Canadian. Bro, I want to be your pal in the apocalypse. So epic.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, exactly. Al with a $5 super chat. The Chinese are smart, keeping it all in-house. The only reason we went to war with Germany is because they went outside their borders with it. Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think Eddie Izzard, before he went full retard with like the European Union and stuff, really put it best.
Yeah.
Pol Pot killed many millions.
Dude,
Stalin killed
Pol Pot
millions.
went so crazy killing people. Vietnam came over the border to stop him.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, man.
But the Americans didn't give a shit.
Well, no, because we're done over there.
Yeah.
We had spent so much treasure and blood. We're like, fuck it.
That's the same thing in Burma, renamed by the military dictatorship Myanmar. U.S. isn't going over there despite the fact that they've been directly petitioning for help since the late 80s.
Yeah.
Hitler killed people next door. No. Stupid man. After a couple of years, we're not going to put up with that shit now, will we?
Russia killed like hundreds of millions of people, and he kept it in-house, and we didn't care about that either.
It's like, we let them get away with it as long as they kill their own people, because we're kind of okay with that.
Listen,
it's like,
man,
help yourself. We've been trying to kill you fuckers for ages.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. When I was in the military, if you're going to send me to another country for material wealth for this country, I'm totally cool with that. Yeah. But if you send me somewhere to face my possible end for some touchy-feely cause, I have a problem with that.
A problem with that.
Just saying.
Just saying. Deep Purple 1987 with a $5 super chat. Your last impersonation sounded like Deckard Cain from Diablo 2. Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I haven't played that. Not you. You don't do impersonations.
I don't do impersonations.
You suck at impressions.
I do. I'm good at like doing like the hick.
The
redneck.
How you doing there?
Yeah, what you doing over there?
What you doing over there? Allegedly. I'll tell you what.
I do that at my kickboxing class, and like, stop it. It's creepy.
What, are your daughters in this kickboxing class?
No, there's a lot of women in the class, though.
Oh, okay.
They're like, stop it.
They don't
it's
like,
creepy.
It reminds them of the uncle that took their virginity. Oh, I went there. Break out your drinking straw.
Oh, God, stop it. It's horrible.
Well, they got lots of drinking straws on the gay cruise. Assholes. Irish Lover 7745 with another $5 super chat. Time to take a ride in the white ambulance in Shanghai. Donors wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the white ambulance in Shanghai is the execution van.
I got the joke for you.
What?
You gotta be kidney.
That's good. I like that.
Wah, wah. Oh, that's good times. Chunky 84-1 Or 841, $5 super chat. Hey, Pop, I sent shot glasses and a hammock to the P.O. box.
All right.
You just checked it right after Christmas, right?
Actually, when did I check it? That was after New Year's.
Well, you did the Christmas opening thing. I think that was just before New Year's, wasn't it?
Yeah, just before New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't check it that often.
we should do like a bi-weekly thing.
Well, I will if the line wasn't around the block when I go by there. I'm not
Is
waiting
the
in line.
Berkeley one usually busy?
Yeah.
Well, you should move it to the one over here. Well, I mean, by now, we've got that same P.O. box in how many videos?
Oh, a bazillion.
So, yeah, it would be kind of building our own death trap at that point. But you
Yeah.
can always forward it,
Nah.
right? Nah.
It's fine. It'll work out.
It'll work out. You know, some people might call that laziness.
Yeah, wait. Yeah.
James L. with a $14.99 chat. Loving the show, guys. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Irish Lover 7745 $5 chat. More like the Aegean Sea and Spring Tide. Or is it Aegean Sea?
I don't know.
You don't know.
The GNC.
Aegean Sea, Aegean Sea, Spring Tide.
I'm not.
Haven't been there.
I don't remember the spring. The GNC is out in around in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Springtide isn't ringing a bell.
Kuro Ninja 00 with a $10 super chat. Hey, Pop and Blake, you guys make my day in these hard times. My family is from Cuba, and they have seen these events coming years ago. Two-way rifle range coming soon.
Yep, I knew it was coming since I was 18 because I suffer from ESP.
You're not going to find any arguments here, sir. Irish Lover with a $5 super chat again. Carousel is a lie! LMFAO. The carousel's a lie. It's not true. I'm just a stunning and brave woman exploring my schmexuality.
I know a lot of women who are older than 45 that wouldn't give me the time or day when I was in my 20s.
But
And now they are run through and they are sorry for it.
Dr. Phi, welcome back, sir. $20 Canadian. Lenin and Trotsky both attended university and were part of the upper middle class. Stalin was a gangster, had Trotsky killed in Cuba, and probably Lenin as well. Seems the intellectuals paved the way for the monster behind them.
I would say probably true.
I would say that's absolutely true in this country as well. The useful idiots who think that, just because they go and get a university education, it somehow makes it,
Makes them
them
smart.
better and smarter than everyone else, and they're paving the way for the monsters from all over the world.
Well, they're just dumber because they paid for it.
Yeah.
Dummies.
I could wash my brain too. I could just go upstairs and take a fucking shower. You went and paid for it.
Well, actually, I got a degree and I never used it.
What are you gonna do?
One of the main reasons I got the degree because I was one of those guys in high school who were like, college isn't for everyone.
It's not for everybody.
And I was like, what?
What?
You don't tell me that shit.
Yeah, you embraced your inner John Locke in that moment. Don't ever
No.
tell me what I can't do.
Yeah, I was never one of those guys like, you can't tell me no.
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 Mailing today, not to be confused with mailing tomorrow. $5 chat. Newsom is Pelosi's nephew. So I thought that's what was going on here. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole people, all these relatives and I'm sorry, this needs to come to an end.
Gavin, bang your wife Newsom. It appears that degeneracy runs in that family line. $5 Canadian from Dr. Phi was listening to the audio version of Andrew Breitbart's book, Righteous Indignation. Interesting guy.
All right.
Have
I'll
not
take
read
your
it
word for it.
myself. I'm currently reading the Jedi Academy trilogy to my boy. So I finished up the Heir to the Empire trilogy that Timothy Zahn wrote in the late 80s after Star Wars had finished. And it's so damn good, it just makes me hate Disney even more.
You got to read him the Jericho Files.
I'll read him the Jericho Files once he's old enough to not have fucking night terrors from your disgusting descriptions of guys getting mutilated and shit. Don't laugh.
It's gore porn, bro.
Gore porn.
I'm like graphic.
Well, if he's anything like I was when he gets to be, old enough to actually start watching
He'll be
horror
all right.
movies and stuff, he's going to love the
No,
shit.
I've actually had some professional writers read my stuff and like, dude, your kill scenes are just over the top. I'm like, thanks.
I'm looking forward to
Some of them are like, have you ever done any of that? And I'm like, maybe.
Maybe. It's like the last scene in Last Blood when he actually cuts the dude's heart out and hands it to him so he can look at it while he dies.
You're that's not going to happen.
I know, but it was a good scene.
I mean, for you to be conscious, they literally have to cut your heart out inside of 15 seconds.
It's good times.
I'm just saying.
It did happen pretty fast in the movie.
Nah, it took him like a good minute.
That's over the top. Stephen Kent, $10 super chat. Hollywood needs to go bankrupt. Besides, the only movies worth watching these days have Popp in them, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, all those movies are on OrnPay Hub. Make sure to go check them out.
You know what? We should make movies.
For OrnPay Hub?
No. Once Hollywood goes bankrupt, I mean, we can easily do it.
I've been working on a red pill action movie that has
We
a
could do
really
the Jericho
hilarious,
Files.
it's got a hilarious ending.
The way I write the books is pretty much like a script.
We can have fun with that. We'll dump our entire budget into special effects makeup.
All right, yeah, sure.
Unless you want to kill people for real on camera, allegedly. But I'm pretty sure Hollywood would frown on that.
I think those are called snuff
Little
films.
snuff films.
You got to find those on.
Have you had a snuff? I thought so.
Those are on the dark web,
You got to be kidding me.
and those are illegal to have. Snuff film.
Snuff films. We can make a snuff film involving children, and it would still be less offensive than the American political system.
Oh my god.
CJ with a $2 super chat. As Turd Flinging Monkey says, they're going to be ammo pickups. That's one of the things I don't think the left was counting on over this last year, was the multi-million new gun owners, thanks to the EAU.
I can't even buy ammo. I can't find it.
It's always sold out.
It's gone.
Like, we're just driving, doing a ride and roast the other day, and we drove by a place, and you're like, mental note, you're like, oh yeah, before I drop you off, we're going to get guns. Like, okay, here, let's do it.
Like I'm waiting for like 1,000 rounds of 5.56 I ordered 3 months ago, and I'm still back ordered.
Damn.
I'm never gonna get that shit.
Damn. Gorilla Bear, $5 Canadian. Well, coronavirus did hit before in 2002 and 2004, not to mention the common cold, which hits every year. So they had a base to possibly build the new strain and create a vaccine for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if that were true, then they would have been able to base it off of the common cold decades ago. So
I do know that there are individuals who have looked at the strain of EAU, and you can actually see the gene edit splices in the DNA.
most of which are modeled off of the same stunning and brave virus with no scientific basis for the deadly stigma that Mr. Biden wants to make legal to pass on to others.
Correct.
I need another drink. Son of a bitch.
I gotta stop drinking, man.
You gotta stop drinking, man. I only had one. I'm sitting over here reading. Erno Horvath, €5, sorry. Don't see many super chats here, so I'm just trying to pitch in with a little tuition money. Thank you very much. Hungarian guy watching you guys. Keep it up. We are all in this together.
Hungarian, huh?
Yeah.
They have nice women out there.
Really? You been there?
Maybe.
Or you just been looking up pictures on the internet?
Maybe
Little
both.
bit of both. Are you hungry for hungry?
I don't know. Czechoslovakia chicks are pretty good too.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I like me some Ukrainian women as well. Been there, done that.
Polish chicks.
Got the T-shirt.
Yeah, there's some hot women out there.
Some Polish chicks, yeah. The ones in Hamtramck age off a cliff.
Oh God.
They're terrible.
Oh yeah.
They all look the same once they hit a certain age. Like I can walk into a room and just look at a woman and be like, "Oh, you're Polish," and the wall fell on you.
Yep.
No offense to Polska Bob. You're my
Just
favorite
saying,
Polish
just saying,
guy.
man.
Just saying, allegedly. El Snows, $2 super chat. Hey, Pop, what's your favorite mortar?
Well, let's see. Are we talking for speed or deadliness?
Just say it.
Well, if you want deadliness, it's the 4-inch mortar, but it's a pain in the ass to you have to shoot out of a vehicle and it's heavy and you can't transport it. I was a fan of the 60 millimeter mortar. We used that in the Ranger Battalion, and those guys would put that up and get it off. Dude, those up and out, no problem. Back in the rucksack, running.
Winning.
So I would have to go with the 60 millimeter mortar.
Nice. Mr. Jimmy Jams, $9.99 super chat. Channel support. Keep doing the Lord's work out there. Thank you very much.
Well, we're trying.
We're trying, as long as we don't get deplatformed sometime soon, which is highly probable.
We're down to 335 people kept from ventilating their thinking meat to the oxygen.
Yep. And that number is only outdone by the number of people that YouTube is unsubscribing from our channel each month.
Nice!
Yay! So if you're watching this, make sure you're still subscribed. Hi, Director Mr. Peabody with 2 super chats back-to-back, $2 and $5. If you believe the news, you will be culled. I wish we could outlaw the necro harpies who trap baby souls in their womb by murder. Wow, that's really, really, really descriptive.
I'm totally cool with that.
Do you think you can hear the cries of the baby souls in there? We went to a dark place.
Yeah. Well, I know that when you can actually, when they have the ultrasound and they're doing that stuff, you can hear the baby scream.
Lovely.
It's terrible. I'm not a fan of that.
Consistent tone of voice, Pop.
I'm not a fan of that.
I don't want to hear any more bitching about your microphone because I know it's not my fault.
I know it's me. It's me. I'm sorry.
Dr. Fi with $10 more Canadian. Thank you very much. The blatantness of Antifa really irritates me. Originally, they were early 1930s pro-Stalin communist Germans who helped facilitate Hitler's rise to power. The modern ones even use the same flag. Could we just add that one to the list?
No, I'm serious, though. I brought that up in one of the layers that they use this similar ideology, symbology.
Symbology, symbolism.
Whatever. Blah, 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 blah.
Didn't you watch Boondock Saints?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just making
I
sure.
like that movie.
Symbology there. Symbolism. I believe it's symbolism.
Well, you're the English major. I'm the grunt.
Wah. Snow job. Nice. $5 super chat. Pop, what are your top 5 states to move to if, hypothetically or allegedly, the worst case were to happen?
Texas, Louisiana, maybe Florida.
A lot of the states in the breadbasket seem to be doing okay.
Yeah,
the Dakotas.
In the middle states.
And that one governor, Kristi Noem, the one who refused to shut her state down because she actually read the Constitution.
Is that Oklahoma?
No, not Oklahoma. It's South Dakota or North Dakota. It's
one of the Dakotas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not. She's pretty easy on the eyes as well. Not too bad.
Yeah. How old is she?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care how old she is if she looks good.
Yeah.
The Combat Mechanic, $5 super chat. We used to fight scorpions and camel spiders while deployed in the desert.
Yes, I did that too.
The spider always won.
I would say 8 out of 10 times the spider always won.
Well.
And 2 out of 10 times the scorpion won, but the spider usually died later on. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids where the scorpion fought the ant. We all know how that ended up, and that shit scarred me for life.
Oh, yeah.
The idea of a giant scorpion running after my ass in my own backyard, fuck that.
Yeah, those camel spiders, they're pretty creepy.
Yes,
just saying.
Yes, they are. And didn't you say that you could actually hear them?
Yeah.
When they're like running around on the floorboards of your cabin and shit?
Yeah. They actually remind me of like the crawling thing from Aliens and across the floor.
I'm glad we don't have those here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're pretty creepy.
Brian Johnson, $10 super chat. I have a drinking game for your vids. Butt equals 1 shot. Space Ghost turns a shot into a swig of beer. Screen 5 or a wah is a swig. My buddy and I get trashed fast. We legit suicidal at JBLM. Screw this place.
All right, man.
I'm gonna copy and paste those rules because that is genius, and I love it. Yes, we are going to. I'm gonna have to put these on the website. That's genius.
That's good stuff.
Love
man.
it, Brian Johnson. You are a gentleman and a scholar. $5 super chat from Mike. 80 million not on board with this is more than the population of France.
France doesn't have
Perspective.
That. France, I don't even know how many.
67 million.
67 million?
Yes. Stephen Kent, $10 super chat. Texas will lead the charge on secession. For one, we have the 6th largest economy in the world. We have stable fruit production. Our power grid is 100% independent and lots of oil fields.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
they're
That's
gonna
why
be,
it's number one on the list.
They're going to be the first ones to go to go, and then you're going to see a whole bunch of them follow suit.
Yep.
And there's nothing else the East and West Coast can do about it.
Nope.
It's a done deal.
Yep.
Because like Michigan, I mean, there's 4 or 5 cities in Michigan which are Democrat. The rest of the state is red.
All right.
I'm
Need to
sorry.
get moving along here.
I'm going off.
That's
going
all
off.
right. Hi,
Tangent.
Hi, Director Mr. Peabody with a $5 chat. We lost all our real men in banker wars. We got left with limp-wristed, small hat, pee-kissing sodomites home. OH spectacles. Some of that is misspelled, but it's funny.
Yeah. Oh,
All
I can't
right.
say he's wrong.
Cannot say he's wrong. All right, it's almost 10 o'clock here, so we need to move back to the list here, and we'll get to more of the Super Chats later if we can. Thank you all very much for your generosity.
Thank you.
Are you ready for the next one?
I
on the
am.
list,
Let's do
Mr.
this.
Popp?
Let's do this.
It's one of my personal favorites, and I know that this one's going to hit very close to home for you. The U.S., they're the only country with a gun problem. Don't you love when lefties say that?
That's such propaganda bullshit.
But we're not in the top 10 for gun violence. We're not in the top 20 for gun violence worldwide. We're not even in the top 25.
Here's a side note. If you back out Chicago, L.A., Detroit, and like 2 or 3 other of the major gun violent cities, which are Democrat,
I was just going to say that
we
all
go
those things have something in
way
common.
down the list. We're like
way down.
like 52 or something.
Meanwhile, guess where the #1 murder capital of the world is?
I don't know where. It used to be Detroit.
Caracas, Venezuela. Gee, I wonder what
Wow.
what that country has
Saw
going
that
for
coming.
it. Just saying.
How odd.
And isn't it crazy how the mass shootings only make the news when it caters to the bias of the left, and all of those that they tend to talk about are always very mysteriously timed?
Also, get ready for some false flag bullshit in the first 90 days of the Biden bullshit.
Yeah. Well, shit. When those 2 cops got walked up on and smoked when they were just sitting in their squad car by a legally registered handgun, Biden was like, "Oh, we need to take away the guns away." F off.
Fuck that guy.
Beijing puppet. Damn.
You Chinese puppet fucker.
It's only the convenient ones that actually get news time. Meanwhile, we're like, 2-3 years out from Vegas.
Heard nothing.
I still don't know what happened. Don't know
I mean,
why.
I know what happened. It was 2 guns there, and both of them were machine guns. One was a
Yeah.
30 cal, one was a 5.56. How do I know that? I was a machine gunner for a 30 cal and a 5.56.
Yeah. I guess the reason why these things disappear from the news cycle is once people forget about them for a little while, then it's safe to rewrite the history books.
Or do it again.
Or do it again.
Do it again.
Like I said, they always seem to be very mysteriously timed.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Yep.
Ugh. And that leads me to the next one on the list, which is another one of my favorites. In fact, we did a whole episode about it, debunking the living crap out of this. The real teriyaki threat, the teriyakiism threat, is the far right.
Oh, my
White
God.
dudes radicalized by, everybody remember Don Lemon, or Donna Lemon as I call him?
All right.
Trying to say that. It's like, we need to stop demonizing people and realize that the real terror threat is white men. Radicalized to the right. Like, wait, what? How do you contradict yourself in a single sentence?
But the thing is they're juggling the criteria for that more than Bozo the Clown.
Yep.
I mean, we actually covered this. We did this is the one that got us kicked off of, got us a strike, didn't it?
No, actually, they kind of ignored that one. But yeah, we flat out proved that all of the so-called studies that prove that the far right is the real terror threat in the country, they actually reclassify crimes in a very specific way so that any so-called race-based crime is classified as far right.
Correct.
So even if a BLM member shoots Sequoia Turner through the car window as her parents are turning around in the frickin' parking lot across the street, that will be statistically counted by these think tanks as a far-right crime because it's race-based, even though it's a far-left person who's committing it. It's quite disgusting.
It's bullshit. It is.
But, science and psychology always wins eventually anyway, because as it turns out,
they're the party of science.
Liberals, not conservatives, express more psychotism.
Shocker.
Shocker. You want to smell it? It's not like we didn't already know that.
I mean, I literally, before I got kicked off Facebook, I unfriended all of my liberal friends because I got sick and tired of arguing with them.
Well, you can't argue with emotion.
Because the minute you bring up stats, like, oh, that's from a right side, they lean right, I'm not going to listen to them.
Oh, yeah. I've had that exact talk with lefty idiots. Well, you have to consider the source. Oh, okay, well, what are your sources? That's what I always follow up with. Okay, what are your sources? And then they send me those sources. Well, those are far left sources. You really have to consider the source when you start whipping out this bullshit and trying to convince me that you actually have somebody's best interest in facts and logic at heart. No. Sorry. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Suck it, swallow, wah.
I love it.
Oh, they hate that. As soon as my favorite way to win an argument is remembering something they said and then just spitting it right back at them as soon as the opportunity presents itself.
I remember a couple of them that I unfriended. I did the same thing. They got a little upset, and I go, okay, well, I guess you and I will be on different sides of the battlefield, and that's where it will ultimately be solved.
Little bit.
Because violence always works.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't solve anything. No, it solves everything.
It created this country.
Yeah.
Last I checked. Just saying. Quite ridiculous. Oh, my goodness gracious. And it just, and especially we're just coming off of a year where several dozen major cities were burned. The greatest monetary loss of human-inflicted damage
in all of history.
Properties in all of history. Over $2 billion in property damage during fiery but peaceful protests.
Correct.
And we're still going to say that the real threat is the far right. And we're seeing it recently after the frickin' Capitol bullshit.
Yeah, it's not going to work out. They're going to go after the far right, and they're really going to regret it. They really are.
Yeah. The cognitive disconnect blows my mind. The fact that we saw an insurrection not even that long ago. We saw exactly what it looked like.
And they ignored it.
They called it the Summer of Love. They said, well, it's not what you think. I mean, yeah, when you see the videos that were put on Reddit, there was some really cringy, funny shit that happened there. Dudes gardening and doing like interpretive dance with gardening hose and shit like that because those are the only hose that a guy who looks like that can
those
get.
Guys were high on drugs.
Well, yeah. Well, that was the whole purpose. I mean, it was a LARP.
Yeah.
And it was pathetic.
I had
one nonetheless.
One of my old soldiers was there during the whole craziness, and he said, yeah, it's great during the day. Don't you let the sun set on your ass out here at night.
Yeah. The freaks come out at night.
They always do.
Absolutely.
What's the next one?
Yeah. So if you guys have not seen that episode, The Far Right Boogeyman, definitely check it out. I think it's some of our best work, to be honest. And we go through how these so-called bipartisan think tanks manipulate these statistics and shift all of the far left crimes and pin them on the far right.
But they might have to check
It'll
that
piss
out.
you off.
That's on Alt Tech right now, right? I don't think it's been privatized.
It's also on YouTube.
Is it?
It's still there.
Oh, it's still there?
They never bothered with it.
All right.
Either way, you can find it. Go to the website. It is there.
Sweet.
Sweet. Next one on the list. It's kind of in the same ballpark, to be honest with you. Hate crimes are totally a real thing, and they happen all the time. And of course, they're exclusively a right-wing thing because that's how we get the bipartisan think tanks allegedly to function.
You know who a majority of people who get charged with hate crimes are, right?
The people who lodged the complaint.
They are The people who are melanin challenged are almost exclusively charged with hate crimes.
Well, yeah, because they're the ones who fake them. I mean,
No. I'm talking white people
Yeah.
are hit with hate crimes more often than black people. Like, even when you have black people on camera, like, I'll kill you, whitey. It's nothing.
The amount
Nothing.
of, when you actually look at the crime statistics, the amount of black on white violence versus the reverse, it's 5 to 7 times higher.
I know.
But it's not considered a hate crime because we're the majority. We're the ones with privilege.
We have institutional power.
Yeah, I have the white privilege of not having any crime perpetrated against me, regardless of whether it is specifically because of the color of my skin, being classified as a hate crime. That's my privilege.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But people who are black or brown, identify as some mystical unicorn pansexual gender, yeah, like, hate crimes are just stupid anyway.
They are.
If you jump out of the bushes and whack somebody,
They're still dead.
they're still dead.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't magically make it worse if you call them a bundle of sticks before you do it.
Yeah, are they doubly dead? Do they, like, resurrect and die again?
Jail.
Get out of here. Is it like murder squared?
Murder squared. But
Get out of here.
I was talking about the hate crime hoaxes. I mean, you go over here to the Daily Caller, you've got a list of hate crime hoaxes in the Trump era. And this article it's almost 2 years old.
Yep.
Watch me scroll down this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And we're not even into, it's like we just get into 2019 at the bottom.
I'm sure there's half a dozen more.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton of them.
Yep.
You go over to, I've got one up here. Let me double check this here. Yep. Go over here. Hate crimes that were actually hoaxes. 32 of them on a website I'm actually surprised to see still exists, ebombsworld.com. I thought somebody would have sued that sumbitch by now.
There's some bitch.
But it's amazing how the vast majority of these hate crimes, somebody writes the N-word on a door. Somebody ties a shoelace around their own neck and hires 2 Nigerians to pretend to be MAGA dicks in the middle of the night in Chicago because that's when everybody totally is out walking
Because that's totally MAGA country.
Totally MAGA country.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Or what's his name? Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR driver. Really?
Yeah, and they're like, there was a noose there. It was there since the year before.
I love how it's like it's a noose. Yeah, dude, it was a shoelace around your neck.
Yeah,
Or in one case, it
with
was
the
like,
NASCAR driver, they actually saw that noose, was tied for a Halloween party a year prior.
yeah. Once upon a time, didn't Sarah Silverman, a Jew, mind you, so she should actually know what this symbol looks like, she took a picture of what was actually a construction marker on the sidewalk and said it was a swastika. Hate crime!
Whatever.
Give me a break!
I'm so sick of this bullshit.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's
amazing.
It's just time to just...
Virtually every hate crime that I have heard of in the last 4 years turned out to be fake.
It's all fake.
Yeah. But, the David Dorn...
It's time to just settle this with violence.
He was shot during the BLM riots. I mean, over 30 people, from what I understand, died as a direct result of the riots, most of them black. That's being carried out during a so-called fiery but peaceful protest. That's all done in the name of, ma police brutality and ma racism.
Which statistically doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
So shouldn't those be considered hate crimes because they're carried out in the name of ma racisms?
Yeah, they should be technically.
Just saying. I mean, after all, if Candace Owens and Kanye West can be white supremacists, a black dude killing a black cop, even if he is retired, should still be considered a hate crime because, I mean, he probably thought that the black cop was a white supremacist.
I don't know,
I'm telling you, man. Chappelle had no idea.
I can't even make this up.
I know. That's what really cracks me up. Like, one of my favorite episodes we ever did, Chappelle's World, is because that dude was writing satire 20 years ago, and how much of that has actually come true and been embraced by the left as actual policy.
It's mind-boggling how accurate he was.
Oh, give me a break. Oh, man. Should we move on?
Yes.
Should we move on to the next one on the list? Oh, yeah, here we go. This is one that definitely going to hit close to home for us here. YouTube and alt tech are just a bed of Nazis. The speech needs to be moderated.
What, YouTube and alt
Oh,
tech?
the reason for the cleansing of YouTube is because, it's become a cesspool of the far right. We need to
Are you
cleanse these
kidding me?
personalities so they don't radicalize people.
Bullshit.
But they had no problem with the vast majority of the Capitol protest people actually organizing on Twitter and
Correct.
Facebook, because those actually have group functions. You know what didn't have a group function and got banned off of tech afterwards? Parler.
Yeah. Well, and then I remember I used to communicate with them virtually every militia unit in America on Facebook.
Yeah.
And within a week and a half, they're all gone. And now they're on MeWe, and I communicate with them there.
And as a month or even 2 months ago, they were starting to purge like the MGTOW and the Honey Badger groups and the Red Pill folk off of YouTube, Facebook, all that as well.
I mean, I know
I'm actually amazed we survived that.
we got deleted off Gab.
Yeah,
For
I'm still trying to
bullshit.
figure that one out. It's a free speech platform.
Yeah, that dude's a dick.
Wouldn't even respond to our email wondering
No,
why.
I never even got an email. They said that, well, we told you broke this. And we did. I'm like, I never got an email. You never told me nothing. Just all of a sudden I'm gone.
You know what we need to do?
I'm going to punch that dude in the face.
You know what would be really funny? Just let's take some of our old videos, right? And just re-script them up and then just get a hot redhead with big tits and a low-cut top to say the same shit we're saying.
That's
and then
actually
put
ingenious.
and then put it on YouTube and see what happens.
Wow. If we have a fan out there who's a hot redhead with big tits that's willing to volunteer, please send us an email to redonkulous12@gmail.com.
How much you want to bet that channel would have like 1 million
Oh,
subscribers
yeah,
in a month?
instantaneously. Instantaneously.
We've been going about this all wrong, man.
Yeah, but, I'm an ugly dude with a big nose.
Well, it's been broken like 4 times.
5.
5, whatever. Yeah, Adrian Robinson's dead. Deleted off of Gab. What the fuck? Yeah, that's exactly what we thought,
Yeah,
too.
that's what we thought, too.
It's quite redonkulous.
They're like, well,
But-
you violated TOS.
Well,
No.
really, this is all about money.
Yeah.
It really is. I
Oh,
mean, when you think about the mainstream media started tanking on television.
Uh-huh.
And then after, the last election, they saw an opportunity to push a narrative that the reason why the election was stolen, because only that one was stolen,
Correct.
without any evidence of foreign meddling or domestic meddling whatsoever, that election was stolen. They saw an opportunity to censor the independent voices that were stealing their market share so that they could move in, become authoritative news sources on these mainline tech sites, start hoarding all of the advertising dollars. And it's kind of amazing that roughly around the time that Fox, CBS, all of the mainstream media sites started moving onto YouTube, that all of a sudden we had to limit monetization depending on your your point of view and your
Correct.
speech.
Yeah.
And now they're full out going for censorship.
Well, the thing
Pure and
is,
simple.
the right is going to find their stride, not without a maximum effective range. Just saying.
I have a maximum effective range. I'm not going to talk about that here because I'll get banned. This is
All right.
not Ornpay Hub.
This is not Ornpay Hub.
You could just ask the guys on the gay cruise, they'll tell you.
Oh, my God, that's funny. That is funny.
I met them all on Christian Mingle, so it's totally okay.
It's totally good.
It's
Yeah.
totally good, yeah. Yeah, they're gay Christian minglers.
The whole thing is just nasty.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Okay. We don't even really need to go into too much detail about the whole YouTube and alt tech thing. I mean,
That's still playing out.
It's still playing out. I mean, we've seen Parler get deplatformed. They're looking for new servers. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the video hosting sites that we're on goes tits up sometime in the next 6 months, because a lot of them are not solvent yet. we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Plus, I've been trying to get our videos on Amazon, and we can't get anything on there because it violates TOS.
Shocker.
Shock.
I told you that was going to be a waste of time.
I know. I know. But, I got to try.
Wasting MG's time instead of mine.
Yeah.
MG, love you, baby. You help us out more than we could ever say. Thank you very much. And you know what? Thank you so much to everyone who's still sticking with us, who's
After
still
all this time.
supporting the show after all this time. We're going on almost 8 years of this.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
How many viewers we have now?
We are sitting at 1,192.
We haven't lost anyone since the beginning.
Winning.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
And now we're going to talk about what we've already been hinting at. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, what is it?
The Yahoo!
Yahoo!
It's the deadliest plague in history.
Oh my God!
And if you don't believe it, and if you don't allow yourself to have your livelihood completely destroyed by the same government that supposedly wants to protect you, you're not following the science. Wayne.
You want to kill Grandma?
You want to kill Grandma.
All right.
Unless you're going out and protesting police brutality with a black power fist on, then it's totally okay to go out and not social distance and not wear a mask. Apparently, this is the most socially conscious far-left virus that has ever been unleashed on the population in the history of the world.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we just talked about this in the beginning, that if it was as deadly as they thought it was, you would see it just decimating the homeless.
Like you said, that you would see them like getting stacked up in the streets like cordwood. We're not seeing that
Like,
at all.
Like I'm feeling ripped off out of my plague experience. I really am. I was looking forward to seeing people like bring out your dead, and people burning stacks of bodies at the corner. It's just not happening. I feel ripped off.
Ripped off.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's totally true.
It's listen, this thing was utterly blown out of proportion, and I think it has something to do with this the big reset they want to do.
Yep.
And I'm going to be covering the big reset and some of the other shit in one of my Lair videos coming up.
Well, it was a really great opportunity to really test just how gullible people are, to see how much tyranny they would be willing to put up with.
Yes.
I mean, after all, this
How
is
much you can
this
control
is an
them with fear.
extremely deadly virus.
Yeah.
And so you need to increase your immune system, right? And how do you do that? By suffocating in your own germs, locking yourself in the house away from sunlight, which is proven to boost your immune system just by sheer virtue of being in its presence. Locking yourself into poorly air circulated and, possibly,
not doing any
badly
PT.
ventilated, not doing any PT. You're not allowed to go out to the gym. You're not allowed to socialize or exercise.
Yeah, which I did the entire time.
Of course. It's hilarious. It's yeah. Soul Jack says it's not a biological virus; it's a financial virus. Good call.
Yes.
But of course, wearing a mask is going to keep you safe, except for the CDC study that specifically says that 85% of the people who actually contracted the Yahoo reported wearing masks always or often. I want to talk to the people who wore them always, because I've seen people wearing these things
in their car,
driving in their car by themselves. You just know that there's some mother fornicator out there who wears the damn thing in the shower and waterboards themselves.
I have no idea when I was exposed to this stuff, but I didn't even feel it. I'm serious.
I didn't either.
I mean, I always have a stuffy nose because I have my nose busted 5 times. I'm always coughing. Because, I don't know what it is. I eat something. I'm always coughing. You tease me about it.
Well, yeah.
But
you eat something, you're like, for 5 hours after.
But, if I get a fever.
You're like a prostitute who swallowed too much bazooka
Stop
juice.
it.
Where's my drinking straw?
But if I get a fever, I am royally sick because I almost never get a fever.
Yeah.
And then I haven't
Got
had a fever in 4 years.
It's good times.
And last time I literally was.
It's probably because you were injected with so much shit. You have an immune
Oh
system.
yeah, that's actually a viable theory that a lot of veterans get vaccinated against everything under the sun, even rabies, twice, and we don't have nothing.
It's good times.
I've had anthrax. I've had everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And but We still have to keep the entire country under lock and key, put 40% of
This is
small
ridic- this is
businesses out of
crazy.
business while Jeff Bezos tap dances
Listen,
into the office every morning.
I'm going to be honest.
He made back all that divorce settlement money and then some.
If you think people are going to be level-headed and totally cool when they are penniless, living in the streets, and can't feed their families, you got another thing coming.
A little bit.
Because in France, when that happened, they hauled people out of buildings and cut their heads off.
Ever read Tale of Two Cities? It's a good book.
Yep. And I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I'm not. I hope that we can all sing Kumbaya and everything works out. But I'm not seeing that happening. You can hope in one hand and shit in another, and tell me which one fills up first.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Another thing too that I need to point out, because every time I drive by a hospital and I see those stupid signs staked into the lawns, like, heroes work here. No, I'm sorry. Every single year, going back as far as I can remember, there has always been a news story published that says we're in a health crisis. We're low on hospital beds for the flu season. We need to make sure that everybody's getting, we're going to have to, revamp something. We need more money for the healthcare system. That has been every single year as long as I can remember.
Hypothetically,
nothing has changed.
How many people have died this year of the flu?
We have, none.
None.
Because they're all yahoo now.
That is just not true. That is just not true.
It's
sorry.
truly amazing. You want to know why people aren't dying from the flu anymore? Well, they are. It's just not being called that because hospitals don't get $18,000 per flu diagnosis. That's why.
Or death, yeah. That's
as soon
crazy.
as there was a financial incentive for this, everyone should have smelled a fucking rat.
Yep.
Why does it come down to a guy who never uses his English major and a brain-damaged grunt to point this out?
There's something wrong with
There's
the world
something
when that
wrong
is
with
happening.
that. Son of a bitch.
God. Yeah, you're totally right there.
Duh. Anyway, that's just a sample of the hypocrisy from the left. And you know what? You know what I can't wait for over the next 4 years of our duly elected former vice president, Beijing Biden's thing?
I'm telling you, man.
The media is going to go into a tailspin because they're not going to have Orange Man to bitch about anymore.
Listen, I'm not. My ESP is telling me something is going to happen, and it's not going to be good.
Well, yeah.
My ESP is telling me that the lower 48 is going to be divvied up.
Probably.
Just saying.
That's why we plan ahead.
That's my ESP.
We plan ahead. But we're going to keep that to ourselves for the time being just because, our stunning and brave corporate overlords don't want to hear about that stuff. And we're going to talk to our stunning and brave donators.
Thank you.
These people actually are stunning and brave. We're going to do some Streamlabs donations really quick. Polska Bob donated $25 via Streamlabs.
Damn.
Here's some monies. Pop and Blake, get yourselves some booze. Need to get some more. Jimmy Bones with a $10 donation. Nancy looked like she was either drunker than Pop, if that's even possible, or was having a stroke during the shampeachment hearing. Probably a combination of both. Well, that's what happens when you're 6 degrees removed from Skeletor on the genetic
I
totem
want to
pole.
see a lot of people get some emergency chiropractic treatment at the end of a rope.
Extreme chiropractic. We need to make that a shirt.
Yeah, that actually be pretty funny.
That'd be funny. Capitol Hill in the background. Just like a line of Democrats going up to a nice tree and just getting their necks nice and stretched.
Nice quick adjustment.
Nancy Pelosi can be first in line. And then after she's done, we'll give her a JFK haircut. Tracy Wilborn
By
donated.
surprise.
By surprise. $10 donation. For whatever you need, booze, ammo, hose, or whatever.
Hose would be good.
Hose would be good.
I haven't really messed with hose for a while.
Ditto. Jimmy Bones donated $10 back-to-back for a total of $20. Those involved in the Ildche Ornpay deserve an Ullet Bay to the Ed Hay, just saying.
Yeah.
So if what happened at the Capitol was an Inside Out erection. What would they call what happened to the federal courthouse in Portland when folks broke in, destroyed shit, and then attempted to burn it to the ground? Asking for a friend.
After they blinded 6 agents with lasers.
A little bit, yeah. Isn't it amazing how the media just tends to gloss over all that stuff? Just asking for a friend. Lazarus Long, the man who does not need a porn name because he's already got one, $5 donation. Would you guys allow me to pay you more than $5 on Subscribestar? Well, one of the things that I like about Subscribestar, not only is it more functional than Patreon, but you can also tip in addition.
Yeah.
The Patreon tiers are probably going to be shifting, if not outright going away in the near future, simply because we're going to be going into very dark economic times, and the last thing that we want to do is pigeonhole people into
we need the money.
tiers. So, I mean, we need you
need
guys
the
need the money, we need the money, you need the money, whatever. We want to keep going, we want to keep doing this, but we don't want people to feel like that they're being forced to donate to see a bunch of the content. So
we might actually start a channel where we just do the. We might actually start a channel where we do the Jericho file thing.
The Jericho file thing.
Well, I'll write additional stuff and we read it and go over it. And make a whole channel about it.
Yeah. So we've been releasing the Ride and Roast to everybody because
they deserve it.
People love them. And the one that we did called "We Want It Both Ways" about there's like, we really don't want you to stop pursuing this guy's way, is one of our most popular BitChute videos of all time already.
I was shocked at the lair that went to 10,000. All I did was unpack a bug
I know
out.
All you did was pack a damn bag.
I unpacked a bug out bag. It got
10,000
10,000 views in like 2 days.
But either way, there's going to be a hell of a lot more content coming. We're talking about streaming 3 days a week.
Streaming and screaming.
And we're still going to be doing pop culture videos and paranormal pop. I really want that to be a monthly thing because I think that's going to be so much fun.
I don't know if we should start our own channel doing that, though.
We could. We could spread out like Amy Wharton's herpes virus.
I'm just saying, if we have multiple channels with different genres of stuff on it, it's a guerrilla warfare, man. You be everywhere and nowhere.
Somebody says, pin a mic to Pop. I agree. Talk into your
Talk
mic.
into the mic.
You dirty whore.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good. Jimmy Bones with another $10 donation. I wonder what the stunning and brave woke folks think about the other stunning and brave transmission dude pulling the transracial card and throwing in an N-word in his or her whatever the fuck it is tweet. Yes, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Woo!
I think these guys would like it if I started like an alternate platform.
Shit, man.
Shooting guns.
Yes.
And not just shooting guns, but showing people how to shoot guns.
Hey, you know what? If you guys just want more content, as long as I don't have to edit my life away, we'll do whatever you want. The problem that I had was like I set a very high standard for pop culture where I wanted it to look great, I wanted it to sound great, I wanted the editing to be
and it is movie quality.
And I shot myself in the foot by making it such high quality. So now I want everything to look like
in
that
the very
for the show,
beginning.
But I'm losing. I'm burning out, bro.
Yeah. You weren't really motivated too much in the beginning.
Oh, I still
until
was,
I did the horse chick, and then you're like, oh shit.
I still enjoyed it.
You're on.
Just saying.
He's on to something here.
Jimmy Bones is going to be financing a whole bar here, man. 2 more $10 donations.
Sweet.
Please. Nancy passed me a cheap vodka. Pelosi has had so many skin transfers to her face when she gives head, it counts as anal space.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, good
here
burn.
We go. Hang on. Outstanding. Very good, Mr. Bones. Jimmy Bones, another $10. Hey, Pop, if Evil Pop has ever planned to make an appearance, I have the perfect shot glass for him. I will send it and let you plan out the second coming of Evil Pop. Hope to see it in a future video or even a live stream.
All right. Actually, Evil Pop, he's been locked in a box under the stairs for a while.
True story.
It's not a good thing when he comes out.
MGTOW Monger says, horse chick with 3 question marks. Look it up on YouTube. The episode is called Don't Ride a Horse Chick. It is currently on the backup channel because we had to move some stuff around. Here, let me find it for you. I will paste the link to the backup channel in the chat for you right now.
Yep.
Boop. There's the backup channel for you. All right, next one here. Tracy Wilborn donated $5. Movie suggestion: The Gay Love Boat, starring Blake. No, it's Crytanic. Get it right.
Titanic.
Crytanic.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Me and Baylor Hotner on the gay love boat.
Stop.
And then the sequel, The Gay Love Boat 2, Electric Boogaloo, Break Out Your Drinking Straw.
Oh God.
Biochemist with $1 donation. No guns, no ammo. How to set a good trap? ?
It's called a L ambush.
Yeah, watch Home Alone.
Yeah.
Pulse Kebab donated $10. Sorry, Jimmy Bones had to share this. My brother-in-law is in town from Knox, Indiana, and he said the realtor told him there isn't any property in the whole state that lasts more than 2 days on the market. People are getting the fuck out of blue states.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm stuck here in Michigan.
Yeah.
I got two daughters up here. I can't just bail. I got shit to do.
One day, though, probably going to
Though
happen.
I am looking at buying up north a good 5 to 10 acre parcel. So
Nothing wrong with that. Inquisitor Jack 45 donated $5. Pop, any thoughts on Heckler and Coke USP and 45? Also, any flavors of moonshine that you're not into? I'm getting that care package from Maryland together for you. Also, did you ever try Old Bay Spice Mix?
I have not tried Old Bay Spice Mix. Heckler and Koch 45 is
Koch
anything at a 45 is a good platform.
Yeah, I called it cock because I've got the
It's
freaking gay love boat on the brain, you sick bastards.
It's H&K. H&K 45. Yeah.
I think it's Coke. This is technically how it's supposed to be.
Whatever. I just go
Coke,
H&K.
whatever.
I don't even know their name.
Cock.
Yeah, H&K. 45.
Sound like
anything in a 45 is a damn good round. A 45 will knock you down.
What about that Old Bay Spice Mix?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Not ring a bell. What is there any flavor of moonshine you're not into? I would say I'm not into Gwyneth
peach.
Paltrow's pussy flavor.
The peach
ones,
stuff.
because I didn't like the candle. I definitely wouldn't like the moonshine.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I'll drink any moonshine.
Or that beer that was made out of that one model's vaginal yeast.
Stop! Ah!
Yes, that's actually a thing. Look it up.
That is horrid.
Disgusting.
Stop it.
You're welcome.
No, I'll drink any moonshine, man.
Now there's how you break out your drinking straw.
I will drink any moonshine if it's like real moonshine.
Yeah, that's at the liquid sleep. Or in my case, liquid funny.
Though I got you that apple pie. You're like, this isn't strong enough.
Well, the one that was homemade? No,
Yeah.
it tasted like apple cider.
Yeah.
And I drank like half of it in one sitting, and I'm like,
I feel nothing.
It's like it's good, but I don't feel anything.
I
Either
feel
I'm
nothing.
just that Irish, or it just wasn't a strong batch. Inquisitor Jack 45, another $5 chat. Been reading the first book in the Jericho Files. Very frenetic pacing. Feels like getting worked over by a boxer while sprinting. Good stuff. Thanks.
I've been told it's a page turner.
You should put that on the cover. Feels like getting worked over by a boxer while sprinting.
All right.
Inquisitor Jack.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mike donated $1 via Streamlabs. Paranormal Pop episode investigates Space Ghost.
All right.
What about those space Ghostbusters? All right, we'll read a few more of the super chats here. Trying to get to all of them if I can. We're just going to try to blast through them. Kind of like a sorostitude at a frat house party. You got to get to them all. You got to suck them all.
I got to suck them all. Hey, wait a minute.
Just like your ex-wife.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That guy in the corner over there, you didn't suck him off.
Oh!
Get over there.
Let me see. Dirk Bite Klutz. $4.99 super chat. GlobalOrdnance.com had 556 in stock this morning.
Global Ordnance?
GlobalOrdnance.com.
Send me the link.
All right. Well, it's GlobalOrdnance.com. But then again,
It's probably
dyslexia,
gone now.
spelling.
Email it to redonkulous12gmail.com. I'll check it when I get home.
Winning. Kiro Ninja Double O with a $5 super chat. Pop sign up for Ammo Alert on AmmoBuy.com, but
I'm telling you,
it
man.
says, but don't lazy to buy them. So I
You
guess
can't. I know. You got to buy it right away or it's gone.
Yeah.
Here's
wait to buy them. I think that's what
No,
it
here's
should
another
say.
thing I did too is I bought a lot of Russian ammo and I bought special firing pins for the AR platforms that I may or may not have that
Nice.
fires Russian ammo
Good stuff.
that I may or may hypothetically may
A
or may
buddy
not
of
have.
mine is actually making a killing saving money by buying old Soviet Union prime lenses for his cameras. You can
Really?
buy old Soviet stuff on eBay.
Really?
Like, make a killing off of it. Yeah. He puts like an anamorphic adapter on. Those things look sweet. So it's like you're the gun guy, I'm the camera guy. So when he told me, he's like, you got old Russian lenses? Let me see that shit. It's awesome.
I
You
bought.
can smell the vodka on these
Actually,
things.
I bought some of their old USSR winter jackets for the officers and the NCOs.
Oh, you mean your bundle of sticks coat?
That's what you call it. I love those things, man.
I can't use what I actually call it on here, otherwise we'll get banned for wrong things.
I remember I come out and you're like, you're so gay. I'm like, this is warm, man.
This is warm.
It's like 20 degrees out.
Well,
I don't care. It still looks gay.
I had to give you shit for how it looked, but I have to admit it looked damn comfortable.
Oh, it's warm as shit.
Well, yeah, and that's really what it's for. I mean, like the climate in Siberia, especially.
But you can literally sleep in that thing out in the cold.
Sweet. So maybe be gay, but you'll be warm.
Be a warm gay guy.
You could take it on the cruise with us.
Oh!
I'm not sure why you'd need it, but
Oh man, you're messed
just
up.
in case things get a little crazy in the private terrace, you can just throw it on the floor.
Dude, that's messed up.
Keep some drinking straws in your
pocket. Stop!
Two can play at this game, you mother fornicators. Mr. Ben, $5 super chat. The only place you get ammo on is Gun Broker, but it is $1.25 a round for a 5.56.
That is insanely high. Yeah. No. I'm not buying it for that.
Hi, Director Peabody with a $2 chat. Is the Earth flat or a ball?
It's a ball.
It's a ball.
It's round.
Round.
You know why? Because when you you shoot over 1,200 meters, you got to add into the equation the spin of the Earth.
A little bit. El Garaje Productions, $10 chat. Uncle Popp, your thoughts on videos claiming the Pelosi laptop taken by special forces during the Capitol Hill protest. Love your work. I'll be ready to fall in. Have you heard about that?
I have. It was actually talked about by one of the generals in a briefing.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, I mean, there's got to be something to it. I don't know if they found anything or not. I mean, she'd be pretty stupid to keep it on there. I mean, but
then again, I mean,
she is stupid.
She's butt buddies with a person who kept a server in her bathroom. So it is what it is.
Yep.
Mr. Peabody back again with another $2. I ask the news, why are you gay? I think Mr. Peabody's had a few little bit tonight. What do you think?
A couple of smoky treats?
Nothing wrong with that. Say hi to Sherman for me. Hi, Director Mr. Peabody, again with 2 donations back-to-back, $2 and $5 respectively. Stop drinking and boof DMT. That explains what's going on over there.
DMT?
DMT.
I always want to try some of that.
Says getting mad at lib opinions is like getting mad you got trolled by a retarded kid. Well, we're not mad. We're just laughing at them. The only thing I'm mad at are the people who claim to be smart enough to know better.
I've been trolled by retarded kids. I get mad.
Killer
Just
Kid
saying.
313.
God damn him.
Bullwinkle, $20 super chat. What's up, you bundle of post-train Gory Feldman Felchers?
Oh, God, that's such a tongue twister.
Much love to you guys, he says. I don't know about that. I don't want that kind of love.
Damn.
And Mr. Peabody again with a $2 donation. Chris Chan, liberal hero. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
Fing Fang, Swing Schwang. Zune 1144, $5 Canadian. Violence is not an option. Violence is always the final solution.
That's absolutely correct.
Nate Dog 499. Buck Fiden.
Okay.
That's correct.
You take the first crack.
You put him on the ballot next time. Mr. Peabody, $2 super chat. The Pope is the voice of Satan, BTW. Well, he's certainly not the voice of the church anymore. I'll tell you that
not.
very much. Oh, he's a cuck.
He needs to get carpet bombed.
Full-blown cuck. Channel 1-800-DUMB, $5 New Zealand. Love to Pop. Love to Blakey. Shout out to the boys. Bad news yesterday. My best mate's 14-year-old being charged with moida. Anyway, brandy and wine, bros.
14-year-old? Sorry, bro.
Man, I wasn't even thinking about committing moida when I was 14. I was too busy spanking my monkey and playing video games.
I came close. I mean, I blew stuff up that if, 1 minute more, somebody would be right there. They probably would have got injured or dead.
Yeah.
And I was just fucking around. It could have ruined my life.
Could have been bad.
I got lucky.
You got lucky. Jimmy Bones is on YouTube as well with a $5 chat. Hope to hear some Streamlabs donation chats before you call it a night. And speaking of which, he donated another $35 via Streamlabs because he is bound and determined to outgross Pulse Kebab this month.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
It's a lot of booze, bro.
Peabody with another $2 chat. The mask is actually a gay contraceptive device.
Damn.
Yeah, try to spit that one out. Why don't you? It's a mouth diaphragm. There you go.
Mouth diaphragm.
Do people even use those anymore? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they use diaphragms.
It's a dental dam. Ascension with a $10 chat. Hey, Pop, it's me again. I remember I saw one of your videos on BitChute a few months talking about coup d'etat. I spelled that wrong. Was this insurrection, and what were you talking about then? That was talking about the completely fair and just election, if I remember correctly.
That was coming down the pipe, and it could easily have been called an insurrection.
Yes. Inside Out Erection. P. Wayne, $4.99, super chat. Do one on the experimental anthrax vaccine, Pop. I took the whole battery. My nerves are burning up, and I'm slowly dying.
To be honest with you, I never, ever completed the entire battery of anthrax. And when I went to Iraq in 2004, none of my men did either. I had them all thrown away.
Ugh.
I literally was like, yeah, just sign off. Everyone took it, throw it in the trash. Yeah, because a lot of people there's a lot of bad side effects, and that's what happens when shit gets rushed through the system.
Yeah. All right, moving on up. Dark Star Mobile with a $24.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Get yourselves a bottle of straight rye on me. We actually got a bottle over there under the stairs. Also, there is good pop, bad pop, and evil pop. I have to ask if there's a psychotic pop.
No.
If so, can we meet him?
No. There's just evil pop.
Just evil pop. We need to get that shirt. Actually, you know what? We need to get you a different shirt because that other one...
I'm too fat.
Made you look fat.
I'm fat. Yeah. I shouldn't have worn
that.
That
Wasn't
I don't know what I was thinking.
That wasn't evil pop. That was
was evil pop who's fat.
That was Carb Hunter pop. That was Hog Slayer pop.
No, I was evil pop.
Ascension with another $5 chat. Hey, Pop, are your books in hard copy form?
They're print on demand.
Print on demand, Amazon.com. Links are in the description of every video for Jericho Files 2, and then it's easy enough to do a backward search for the first one.
You just go to Amazon and do a search for Terrence Pop.
Terrence Pop, and there's 3 books on there. Just 3, right?
Yeah, there's
Warriors Way, The
Jericho
Soldier's
1 and
Soul,
2, and
Jericho
then
1 and
there's
2.
the philosophy book.
Winning. Dark Star Mobile with a $4.99 chat again. I'll bring y'all a jar of the shine that I make one of these days.
Hell yeah.
Winning.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you know what? If you guys are local or if you're willing to travel, I'm all for having fans on this show. Or if you want to do like a Zoom call in and just kind of shoot the shit with us one night.
Yeah.
I'm totally good. Like, especially the people who have been supporting the hell out of this show.
Yeah.
Like a Pulse Kebab, Jimmy Bones, or any of these guys, Let us know if you actually want to come on and talk one night. It'd be kind of fun.
Sure.
I mean, we can have content creators on all day long, but it'd be kind of cool to actually hear from the people and more than just super chats and text.
Sure.
Who've been supporting us from the beginning. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Aramandiu with a $20 chat. Got to run to the liquor store before they close. Here's some money for your run. By the way, if you want to move to Arkansas, my state, one of the requirements is you have to be missing a tooth. I'd love to see you guys there.
Missing a tooth.
You just black one out really temporarily. Go in there, say hi. Hey, how
I'm
you
fine.
doing? I'm good. Am I good? Good. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Grim Reaper, ooh, $5 super chat. When are we going to stop standing around talking about how bad things are getting? We're almost there.
We're almost there. Actually, when they start rounding people up, you're going to see it's going to come to a head, and it's going to get ugly.
True
that
story.
And when Texas decides to pull out of the union, then it's going to go crazy.
People in Texas have a hard time pulling out.
Yes, I know.
That's why they have so many kids.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I understand.
CG Roberts with a $5 super chat. So will UPS or Motor Freight drop at a P.O. box? And has Pop seen any of the House bills about gun control?
Yes, I've seen them, and they terrify me.
Yes. And I've got you some Blueberry Shine.
All right.
And yeah, I think UPS and Motor Freight will drop to a P.O. box. Because at mine, they usually just put a little yellow slip if it's too big for the box. And then I have to go to the freaking counter and talk to the
No, they're actually pretty
300-pound
cool.
Wimelo.
They're cool with me. They know who I am now at the post office box.
That's cool.
I always go in there, and they're like, oh, it's you again.
Mr. New Vegas 15 with a $5 chat sent you an email about the HR Bill 127.
Scary.
Scary. You should do a video on that.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. Now that they can do whatever they want with the elections, we're fucked. You're going to see all of our constitutional rights get flushed down the toilet. It's just a matter of time before we start the two-way rifle range.
Yeah, because of course there was another completely fair and above board runoff vote in Georgia.
Yeah.
Where absolutely no hinky business whatsoever was taking place there.
I mean, if they hypothetically can manipulate the pentacle of the elections here in the United States, there's really nothing they can't do. So,
Ugh.
Yeah.
D with a $5 super chat says, "Show us the belly kiss."
No.
Is that like an Australian kiss?
No, I used to do that with my kids.
Oh, okay.
Like, come here, give me a kiss. No!
Is that when you were betting them? It's like, hey, if I win this bet, you bake me brownies.
No, we'd be in the grocery store, and I'd be doing I'd be in the grocery store doing the fat thing, kiss.
The
me.
fit. Oh, yeah. Well,
No,
you can't
Dad,
do that
no!
from behind the bar.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. All right, last two super chats of the night, and then we got one more $20 donation from Jimmy Bones because he wants to grow the gap between him and Polska Bob wider than Amy Wharton's snatch.
Damn!
That is what's known as a tall order. And then
Wow.
Jimmy Bones says that it would be an honor to be a part of the live stream and shoot the shit with us sometime. So,
All right.
Hey, shoot us an email. We'll see if we can set it up. All right. And then last few chats here. D with a $5 chat says LOL. And then two more from Mr. Peabody, probably high off his DMT. Why am I so attracted to Jewish women? Something about the extended nose bridge.
I've banged quite a few Jewish women. I think they're okay. I don't care.
It is what it is.
Some of them are pretty slutty. I don't know.
And one of our moderators' success pool endeavors with a $5 super chat. I talk with Ken Del Rican a lot on his Podbeans podcast. Fun stuff.
All right.
Hey, you're a moderator. We'll have you on if you're interested. So thank you all very much tonight for your generosity, particularly Polska Bob and Jimmy Bones, who just seem to be in a pissing contest with each other about who can be more generous. But hey, don't let us stand in the way of your fun.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Would you like to give a safety briefing while we are literally watching the Republic die before our very eyes?
Yeah, well, don't drink and swim. If you have to carry a firearmage, have a long gun in your trunk and a pistol by your side, because you need to be able to get to the long gun in your trunk using the pistole. Just saying. Also, carry a knife, because you never know when somebody's going to stick their hands in your car and you need to cut them deeply, because nothing says get the fuck out of my car like a deep cut and laceration and maybe a stab in the eye. I'm just saying.
Well, because they can't drive your car with a bloody hand and one eye.
Well, they could try, but
They
it's not
could
going to
try.
work. It's not going to work.
The only place they're going to be driving it to is the hospital.
Yes. And if there's a crowd of people that stops your car in the street, discretion is the greater part of valor, and please drive through them.
Jail.
Just saying.
Absolutely. Hey, I think we're done.
All right. Thank you.
Y'all have a good night. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to be back next week, provided I don't, die in a car crash or
Please
something, driving 10 hours back and forth from Philadelphia.
Don't say that.
Don't say that! Well, hey, you were the one who said, I could go to D.C. and I could fucking die. I'm like, okay.
That could happen.
So bad night's sleep then.
Hey, man, that could happen.
All right. Thank you, First Domino, for the last super chat, $5. He says, you guys are awesome. No, you guys are